Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 20th episode of the D20 Initiative's second season, Pages and Mages. This episode is titled Keep the Candle Lit. So, after the calamitous adventures played in Beaconhold, I'm sure Candlekeep is doing just fine, right? Well, let's find out as we begin the final arc of our season. This is a big deal, guys. Before we go too much further, the D20 Initiative wants to take this time to recognize that we are settlers coming to you live from Calgary. This is a place with deep history and a legacy of storytelling. In the spirit of respect and truth, we honor and acknowledge that we are telling stories in the traditional territories of the Blackfoot people, the Nakota people of the Stoney Nation, the Beaver people of the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 territory of beautiful southern Alberta. Well, without any further ado, let me introduce you to our team of adventurers. Your heroic players are Lilli, Zrill, Zrinsys, played by Sarah Bannister. Kyler Bibtek, played by Griffin, Cork. And Darius, Derry, Nightford, played by Alan Johnson. Our Dungeon Master tonight is Jennifer Gerritsen. We have Curt McKinstry on sound, and my name is Calvin De Silva, your MC for the evening. Now, returning viewers already know what's about to happen, but in case this is your first time, there will be times when we want you, the audience, to tell this story with us, and you will have your hand in altering the very fate of our party. Now, as I mentioned in the chat, this world is lousy with errant magic, so sometimes this magic affects our adventurers. We need 4 volunteers from the audience to represent that chaos. So if you're interested in volunteering, type me or I will in the chat, or I volunteer, whatever you want. Twisting our players' destinies is very easy to do. As a volunteer, all you have to do is choose the right moment during the adventure to type squeak into the chat. This is a little callback to our roots at Dickens, when we would gather in person, and we handed out small rubber chickens, and people would squeak them to get involved. That was a lovely, lovely time if you missed Dickens. Now, keep in mind you can only squeak a maximum of 2 times tonight, once in each act. For the first act, our all-knowing DM Jen will let the audience know when squeaks can come into play. The second act is all fair game. Your first squeak will trigger an entirely random magical effect. After the break in the second act, your squeak will trigger the same effect as before. So, you can be strategic about this. Squeak at the most inappropriate time and let's see the players scramble to make it work. It's hilarious. Or, you could actually try and help them out. I should also mention, not only are we granting you immense power over our players, but each night one of our volunteers will be randomly chosen to win a mini from our awesome partnership with Yeti Minis. Tonight's mini is fantastic. It is so cool. Guys, it's a displacer beast. In other words, just the coolest monster in D&D, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, head over to YetiMinis.com. Check it out. It's gorgeous. I know you're going to want one of these little beauties, so I will announce the winner at the end of the show. Again, please let me know in the chat if you would like to volunteer. And speaking of the chat, please get in there. I just drank a large iced coffee, and I'm probably going to miss my bedtime tonight. I'm so ready for this. So, if you're new and you have comments or questions, ask away. As long as you're not going to be one of those rules lawyers that's so eager to tell us about what we're doing wrong, please refrain from those comments. We greatly encourage live tweeting with the hashtags #PagesAndMages and #D20 Initiative. And you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. We are also available on old-fashioned email at d20initiativeyyc@gmail.com. And big news, we also have a website. You can head to our website at www.d20initiative.com. Believe it or not, we have been asked before if it's possible to donate to support us, and now you can. On the website, you'll find a lovely donate button that will bring you to our Ko-Fi account. All right, I'm gonna check the chat to see if we have some squeakers ready. Yes, we have one. Cool. So, Begiver, you will be squeaking for Zrill.
Yay!
Yay! Welcome to the team of getting stuff.
I certainly hope we have more squeakers, because if we don't, I will have to squeak for our players, and they're not going to enjoy that. Indeed, I am. Okay. I'm gonna hand it over to Jen, so she can kickstart this wild adventure, the last one of the season. Onward, heroes.
Thank you, Kelvin.
Thanks, Calvin.
All right. Well, as Kelvin mentioned, it is time to welcome everyone to the final chapters of Pages and Mages. The story of how an apparently randomly chosen group of librarians were called upon to stop the light of knowledge from being snuffed out in both of their worlds. For in fact, our librarians don't only come from two different worlds, but two different universes. From the world of steam and lightning known as Eberron, where our librarians, well, technically Ripley is in maintenance, I guess, live within the bustling library city of Beaconhold. And from the world of horses and castles known as Faerun, our librarians come from the library fortress of Candlekeep. And as I mentioned, our apparently randomly chosen heroes all bear a bookmark, a physical connection to wild magic that allows them mysterious powers, but with the price of being the price of it is being at its whims as well. The ancient guardians and embodiments of knowledge in each world take the form of sphinxes, and these sphinxes were roused from their deep watches to assist in the fight against these incursions of darkness. Our heroes have emerged from a terrible fight in Eberron against nothing less than a fallen angel, Don Pater, who was once a paragon of the god Ilmater. Don Pater waged a war against mortals to wrest the power of knowledge from Beaconhold and bring it under his divine, warped control. The metal wonders of Beaconhold, the autonomous clockwork entities known as Aces, and finally a massive titan of steel were controlled by Don Pater and wreaked havoc over the beautiful city of Beaconhold. The Titan and Don Pater himself were stopped just short of massive destruction, our heroes victorious in both a literal and metaphorical battle to free knowledge from control on high. The world of Candlekeep likewise faces a threat to all knowledge in the world. But here, an amorphous, misty ooze, the color of sort of nothing static, known as the Erasure, has been literally seeping through the deep vaults of Candlekeep, erasing all written matter, and evolving into more devious forms that have corrupted some of the bookmasters, leaders of the library, to further their apparent aim of erasing hard-won learning under a cloud of ignorance. Their fight against the relentless Erasure has been bolstered by the creation of a magical artifact called the Eye of the Tiger, a magical device that can see the Erasure and its corruption. And of course, the Sphinx, Lumen herself. She is deeply connected to a magical network known as the Plexus, a network that allows her some control over the tricksy passages and vaults of deep Candlekeep. And most recently, the leaders of Candlekeep, those bookmasters, now cleared of their corruption, have been brought into the circle to fight against this threat. However, it is the nature of mortals, players and characters both, to build bonds, ask questions, unearth unexpected avenues of inquiry, even in what might appear to be the most straightforward of tales. And our heroes here are no exception. So let us take a moment to flash back to Beaconhold, immediately following the battle with Don Pater. As we do, dear audience, I will let you know that squeaks are now live. And Kyler, I will give you a heads up, because I imagine that as Don Pater fell, you might have had one overarching goal at that moment.
I did.
Tell us about it. Let's do it.
Well, I guess on Kyler's mind before he heads to Candlekeep, there is an unanswered question about his other parent. We've confirmed that Linda, his halfling mother, is safe. However, his dragonborn mother, Janine, so far is nowhere to be found since the city fell under attack. So once we've dealt with on page her, that's in Kyler's brain.
Do you have any ideas about where you might look or how you might go about this?
I think because Janine knows the library so well, Beaconhold, I think she would. I don't know. It depends on how like cataclysmic and like explosive the attack on Beaconhold was, because I assume there's like basements and bomb shelters and that kind of thing. That's my guess.
Or because Janine, of course, is a classifier like yourself.
That's right.
And so I imagine she works deeply within sort of amongst the particularly valuable magical items of Beaconhold. And I believe this attack happened during the day, so she might have been at her workplace. And Kyler, have you visited it? Can you describe what her workplace might look like?
Yeah, I definitely can. It's kind of like if you go into the basement of a theater and kind of like a giant like prop costume room, but I would say it's maybe a little bit more categorized, but not by much. And the objects in there are not wooden swords and old chairs and whatnot, but like deeply powerful, possibly dangerous, possibly necrotic items. I think the larger, scarier items are in, some cases, probably with a lock, I would hope. But yeah, I think it's a good jumble of shelves and some cubicles, and Janine is not exactly a pencil pusher, so I can't imagine she spends a long time at her desk.
Fantastic. All right. Well, let's say you head there. Who would you like to take with you on this excursion, if anyone?
Oh gosh, I would like to take Zrill, and I would like to take Derry.
How convenient.
Exactly what I would like to take.
Nice. All right. So you head through sort of the library proper of Beaconhold and towards where Janine had worked. And you see that, in fact, there has been quite a bit of destruction. It's not total, but there was certainly action here that would have put people on their guard. And as you approach sort of the main classifier's holdings, it is still in the aftermath of the destruction of the Titan. It's very quiet. You don't see much activity around here. I imagine that you might head in a bit with caution, but again, you don't see anything. You head in and it's all very quiet. There's a bit of sort of the dust settling from the battle about. And tell me what you do first.
I guess I think I still have my lovely goat familiar Anton, who survived the Golem Totem Titan fight because I didn't bring him, which wasn't smart. But Janine gave me my first classifier book, so I'm going to. I don't know if this is how goats work. I'm going to. Thank you, Sarah.
I'm always ready.
I'm going to kind of give the book to the goat and hope that this magical goat has 1, some bloodhound properties, and 2, if this book has any Janine scent left on it.
Excellent, excellent. Could you roll me for your familiar for Anton, a perception or survival check?
Sure can.
If they have particular skills in survival.
Oh, right. Survival is like a skill set, not like, do they die in this moment?
The book kills my goats. They actually have. It's not terrible. Okay. That's a 15.
All right. Right. Okay. So Anton takes the classifier book from it. Takes a deep breath. And shivers a little bit because one of the things about goats and dragons is that they, care very much about where dragonkin are. And this is something that Anton can attune to, can figure it out, but there's a little bit of trepidation in there. I think you need to reassure Anton that this is going to be okay.
So I have, because of my culture, advantage on intelligence checks surrounding dragon lore. So I'm just gonna use my knowledge of right, so honestly there's a lot of me stink on this book, and I do appreciate that, but what we're looking for is kind of it's a little metallic, right? It's kind of like that taste of iron in your mouth. Honestly, she works with her hands, so a little bit of wood, a little bit of dirt, get those hints of oak. You got this, Anton.
You see Anton sort of goes through amongst all the crates and the cases, and every once in a while sort of skitters to the side as something particularly terrifying. There's behind one of the cases a chest puts a whole big tongue out. And
don't touch that. That's so bad, Anton. Not that. That's not my mom, I promise.
And goes to the very back of the thing, and there's sort of it looks like an air duct might be hidden behind a sort of half circular bump out from the back of this wall. And Anton just comes to the end and
I'm gonna lean over to Derry and go, I am so proud of this freaking goat. This is insane that this worked.
He's a very
God,
good
I love
boy.
Goats. He's a very good boy. Derry, would you mind moving this crate? My bones are made of paper mache.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Please,
yeah,
Zrill, get in
Zrill,
there.
let's do it
time
together.
for some
I'm with the
athletics
two
checks.
strongest people in the world.
Athletics check, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
17.
Well, yours is better.
Well, it
I'm
evens out.
moral support.
It's not a competition.
Help.
I'm distracted. There's Anton here. There's cool stuff. There's probably weapons I'm trying to steal.
Lots of stuff. Yeah. Do not touch it though. I'll get in trouble. So don't.
Despite the fact that Kyler has hyped you up here, you sort of go as though you think you're just gonna lift this easily into the air. It turns out you can't. You end up Zrill, you come around to the other side with Derry, and you both push together, and together you're finally able to get this crate out of the way.
That's the box where we keep the magic anvils. I don't know if that's important to
You
say.
see, as you push it away from the wall, you see across the back it says the word Acme on it. And now sort of this air duct is exposed.
How big is the air duct?
Well, you know what? I say it's an air duct, and it's sort of the thing that would come to mind because it's a semicircular, plastered, feature in the room, and the time you've seen it the most is there might be a ventilation or something. You guys have plumbing in Beaconhold apparently. There might be plumbing behind that wall. It's sort of a half circular bump out from the wall, really.
Can I see anywhere around the edges, or if there's bolts or anything, if it's been moved recently?
Roll me an investigation, or I guess a survival check, if your choice between those two. If you think
I'll take investigation.
I figured you would.
Oof. That is only a 4, but I get to add 7, so 11.
Okay. You can't tell too much about whether it's been used recently or not, but with that roll, and because you've got this in mind, you do see that there's some screws and what looks like a latch. They're very cleverly hidden just where this bump out meets the wall, but as though this could be opened up. And now you sort of look and you can run your finger. There's a groove around the top and maybe just above the floor, as though this can kind of be pulled out.
Yeah, I'll pop the latch.
Okay, as you do, Anton and looks down and sort of peeps out from behind your knees and is like,
Anton, be careful. We haven't trained advance yet.
and you see that there is, plumbing and all this fancy stuff you guys have in Beaconhold as that sort of run through the infrastructure of this building. Like a Jeffrey's tube, named after a very famous mage. And you see that, in fact, there is also a ladder that goes down and up. But Anton is pointing down. Yeah, it's sort of, there's a plaster wall on the outside, but it's sort of made out of what looks like a fairly flexible metal on the inside, and then bolted into the wall is a ladder that goes up and down.
I'm just gonna shout down. I'm just gonna go, Jenny!
Nice, okay. Roll me a performance check.
Oh dear, all right. Oh no. Okay, well, it's not great. Yeah, no, so that's a 2 + 2, so 4. Cough on the end. Jenny!
Voice cracks.
Oh!
In anticipation, we're gonna have to climb down. I pick up Anton and I use Derry's scarf to strap Anton to Derry, like a little baby Bjorn.
Yeah, a little great. So Anton's here, on my front,
Yes.
and I give him some herbs. To good boy.
Okay, so you shout and it sort of echoes down. Janine. And Peter's out a whole lot faster than you were hoping. But you actually do hear just roll me a perception check to see how much you do hear. All of you can do this if you're listening.
He's a lot better.
I got a 5.
18.
14.
18.
I'm
Kyler.
distracted by the goat.
Yeah, I'm also distracted by the goat.
You're doing the bindle.
You hear just a like the tiniest, that a latch has been opened or closed. You can't hear, but just you look down and it's just one floor down. There's the end of it. It doesn't go down very far, just one story. And so it's lit a little bit, with just sort of little lights that go on down it, and you just hear just the slightest sound as though a latch has been opened or closed.
Let's do it. We're bindled up. Let's dance.
Go. All right.
I start going down the ladder.
I'll follow.
Okay.
And then me.
It's my job as a DM to ask your order and whether you're going stealthily.
I guess I'm first, and
Sounds
no,
like
I'm
it.
not.
And I'm following. I'm following Kyler's lead, so I am also not stealthy. I am second, and then Zrill is right behind us.
Yeah,
Right.
I have a disadvantage on stealth checks anyway. Chainmail. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We hear you all going down, and Anton is still. And
I was just wheezing.
Tyler, you missed the last rung.
Oh, my freaking
whoops.
ankle!
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. 1 second. I'm good.
All right.
Medicine.
You hear, at this point, the door that had sort of, just closed. It looks like this door is closed. It's kind of like the one that you were in above, kind of thing. It's more like a hatch than a door. And you hear this slightly raspy, deep voice. Who goes there? We are armed. Kyler, there's no need to roll. You recognize that that's Janine's voice.
Mom, my ankle. It's twisting my ankle, Mom.
Is that really you, Kyle? What? And she opens the door, kind of. You see, she's got a sword. Oh my gosh! The sword clatters to the bing, and she leaps through the hatch and scoops you up.
I just bottle up.
Aww.
And she's like, Kyler, you're here with a goat and friends, and tell me what's happening, but I'm so glad you're okay.
I'll be honest, Anton is more recent than my friends, and I also haven't had the chance to introduce any of them, so that's on me. We've been doing stuff. I am super pumped to hear you're okay. Have you seen Linda? Just in case, she's also good.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen anyone.
We're good.
Since this morning, and I went to work, and then things started to like fly apart, and I'm like, I have to rescue the treasures, and I've just been hiding down here. Okay. Then I have almost nothing left to worry about in this world. If you are okay, Linda's okay. Your goat's okay.
The goat's okay. My friends are okay. This is Zrill and Derry.
Is outside okay?
Yeah, see, that's what I was going to say. It has slowed down a bit. But Mom, the thing is that I gotta go. And I think you need to come up to the surface, because you gotta check in on Linda.
Okay, all right. And she's got, like, you see, she has like a magical backpack. It's clearly one that is bigger on the outside than the inside. She has like 5 bags of holding, like on her, like what do they call those? Like a Jedi, basically. But anyway, she's got them all over her. And she's got she picks up an atlas under her arm. And
do you need a hand? Like, I can't do the anvil box, but if you have like a light stick, I could help you carry.
I can help with heavy stuff sometimes.
I give you the atlas, Zrill, and I'm like, I did manage to like throw some of the bigger. Let's just clean all this up, and we'll take it up the utility ladder, and
I can carry stuff too.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Here. You know what?
I did come with my strongest compatriots, which really did work out for moving day.
Well, you know how heavy books are. Like, this is just full of books. Okay.
I'm always happy to help friends move. Just a kind thing to do.
I'm gonna remember that, Derry. I'm absolutely gonna remember you just
said that. As long as you got pizza and beer.
Bread. Yeah. All right. You head up the utility ladder. And through the classifier, she sort of drops it all off, and she's like, everybody else skedaddled. It was just me down there, but I'm things are okay now.
Of course, Mom, no one else is as good at their job as you are, so yeah, of course.
Hey, kind of remind me, this is the DM now, and Zrill and Derry, do you have any obvious magical items on yourselves, like, that are visible right now?
Mom, freaking check out this ring, Mom.
Okay, so she like she's like all these magical items are pinging in her classifier mind.
That should have been the first thing I said. Ring, and then Linda's okay. I'm sorry I messed up the order on that.
What's that ring? She says to Kyler.
It's kind of like a water ring. Like, it lets me do like water spells and ice spells. It's awesome. Oh wait, I cast Identified on the last episode. It's a ring of water elemental command.
Holy! What? Okay. Do you what? I mean, I'm sure yours is just a ring of protection or something, right, Zrill?
No, it's the fire one. I can shoot fireballs now. Very exciting.
2 category 5, tier 5 classifiable object.
It's awesome.
I got this purple rod.
Oh, what does that do?
It just lights up. Light. I don't know. Everyone else had a cool thing. I just thought maybe you'd be impressed by this, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll put it away.
I think that's a devil's stick.
If people like myself, don't have dark vision. That's excellent. That's it's a tier 1.
It's fine. It's fine. No, let's talk about the rings. Those are cooler. Those are cooler.
Okay, all right. Wow, you guys.
I go kind of off to the side with Anton and just kind of like sadly pet him.
So,
I know.
Is there anything? We are definitely going to have you reunited with Linda and Janine, and as we mentioned in the last episode, you've got a little bit of recuperation time here in Beaconhold. Is there anything else that you want to accomplish, any of you, before we head to the cavern? Because Ptolemy is definitely going to call you down to go help Candlekeep.
As soon as we get above ground, Zrill shouts,
Zoom is protecting us from your powerful words.
Oh, did I cover it too much? Oh,
No.
Sylvia.
Zoom wouldn't let you because
Yeah, I think it was.
volume
It was so loud that Zoom's like, "Oh, we should not."
I
we
like
can't
whispered
that.
it. I like stage whispered it. All right.
Oh, okay.
Zrill gets up and shouts, Sylvia, but very dramatically.
Sylvia.
Oh, okay.
Sylvia.
Yes, roll me an animal handling check.
Okay. Should be a friendship check, but that's not a thing. Okay.
God, I wish.
18!
Every day
I'm trying to make her sound different than Anton.
Well, they're both goats.
Anton speaks, doesn't he?
Yeah, Anton speaks.
Yeah, I think so.
Justin had him speaking.
Wow.
Jason had him speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sylvia
Sylvia
you
doesn't
hear-
talk.
And then her hoofbeats are just a little bit louder. Clop, 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 clop. She's like the medium-sized Billy Goat Gruff. Clop, 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 clop. And she appears covered in dust, and sort of trots very proudly over towards you.
I run over and jump on her back and just hug her. And I go, I'm gonna take you back with me!
She's like really proud.
Brushing up the dust.
And, so you have collected Sylvia. You've got your goats. You've got your legendary items.
And I got my rod. Yep.
You're damn right
Guys,
you do.
It sure is cool. You guys both have goats and really powerful rings.
Did we get Ant's ring back from him?
So you will see Ant, and he currently has it. But everybody is going to assemble in the cavern. You guys have time to talk during this, but I think we'll sort of do that all in the cavern scene.
Cool.
Sounds good. If there's anything else you want to do before that, but good noticing. Zrill, you don't want to leave any of those legendary items behind.
Very exciting at the thing. Ant and I kept talking about the gears that we took from the Titan, so I'm showing Sylvia the gears right now.
Oh, yeah, she takes it in her mouth.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Take
no.
it back.
Oh, no.
Put it back in my bag.
The only other thing I would probably try and wrap up is Paige's pieces of paper, but I don't know if this is the right time for that.
That you want to make sure that you've got them all, kind of thing?
No, Paige's map piece as her only clue of where she's from.
Right.
That's
yeah. So
if there is a sense that there is a possibility that Kyler may not return to Beaconhold, that would be on his brain as well. That was kind of like one of his only goals in becoming a classifier, is helping Paige figure out where she's from.
Right. Okay. And Paige certainly can join you while you are recuperating a bit. And well, thank you, Kyler. I mean, it came in kind of handy, but I don't think we really understand it yet.
No, I mean, I didn't.
No. Okay, well, it's probably better in my hands than anybody else for right now.
Yeah,
and
please.
yeah.
Thank you for letting me take it, but you know what? It's yours, and I got this goat now. I guess those are equivalent.
I'm really kind of jealous. I mean, I can turn into a goat, though, and she does. Boom.
I applaud.
And she sort of walks beside Derry.
There we go.
I have a
So-
goat now.
everybody has a goat. You make a grand entry through the streets of Beaconhold, clearly in possession of goats of significance as heroes.
I give my ring to my goat just for a second as like a ring bearer down an aisle. That's right.
Yes, carefully. They might control, elementals.
That's right. Anton, no ice storms. No ice storms.
I do not give my ring to Sylvia.
Yeah, you saw what she did with the gear, so yeah, she's got an appreciation. Yes. She experiences things in a fulsome way, Sylvia does. So, it is now time to head to the cavern. Ptolemy summons you and says that Candlekeep needs you now. And you head to the large cavern where Ptolemy, the lion sphinx, has a crystal pool that reflects to the mirror universe, the parallel universe, the other universe of Faerun, and the smaller yet tastefully decorated cavern beneath Candlekeep, where, of course, Lumen is. Now, I'll just sort of describe what you can see as you come down. So I imagine there'll still be a little bit more talking, but you see on the other side in Candlekeep, it's hard to see because Lumen, as you know, is a very excitable sphinx, and she is bouncing around the cavern everywhere. But behind her, you can kind of see above the pool, you're used to, all of you have seen this before, there's a bright illusion made of many points of power that hovers above the pool. But instead of what's the usual very cheerful checklist to victory, you see instead a three-dimensional map of Candlekeep and the cavern's vaults and tunnels beneath it. And even from your side in Beaconhold, you can see that this map shows roiling masses of grayish static and mist that engulf at least a third of the deep vaults. You can also see, newly for you, that there are several bookmasters, so the leaders of Candlekeep, are standing in the cavern now with Lumen, and they are looking and standing around a large, low wooden table, sort of pointing up at the map, and then down at many scrolls in front of them, murmuring intense. You can catch sight of a couple of them. There's the head librarian, Smo Spiderwisk. She's gnomish and sort of an older gnome. She has this meringue white silver hair. There is, in fact, Quartermaster Gerardo, your good friend, one of the other bookmarked librarians, who is leaning on his cane. You see the Bookmaster of Acquisitions, Arani Soka. She's a human woman, just beginning to gray in her black hair, her bright silk skirts swishing as she sort of paces around the room. And there's the Bookmaster of Archives, Mal Thodak, who you've also met before, and she is of Orcish and Elvish ancestry. She's thumbing through a binder with multiple color-coordinated tabs. Kind of looks like Lumen's work. That's what Lumen does. And of course, there's Ptolemy on your side, where you're all assembled, and Lumen on the other side. So it appears that the crystal pool far underneath the Library of Candlekeep is now a battle headquarters. And Lumen finally sees you, and resplendent in her jewels, her bright tiger stripes and black wings, she pounces to the bank of the pool and looks into the mirror and says, "Oh, I am so proud of you, my courageous Catamountains! I hear you've defended Beaconhold. Tell me about, or you know what, I don't know, you can tell me about, Tommy's been telling me some bits, but I have been, here, Mal, give me the scrapbook, And she reaches and pulls the scrapbook out of Mal's hands, and she and then takes a quill, and you can see it's got 4 stubs and of many different colors, and she's like, I am so ready to hear more about your tales.
That pen is a tier 5 magic item. Where did you get that?
I spent a lot of time here alone in the cavern. I made this one.
Oh
this
my.
one is, yeah, it's my design. Thank you. Yeah, so is there anything that you want to tell us about your adventures before you come over? I mean, there's a lot going on here, but...
I mean,
We
the
won!
only thing... We did win! And the only way that we won is when Don Pater was pretending to be Ptolemy, we asked fake Ptolemy your name, and he couldn't answer. So thanks for helping us route it out.
That is so neat. Did you expect to see Ptolemy outside of his cavern? Like, is that a thing that can happen?
Well, he did fly us around just before that. But we had to get places fast, so he dropped us like a air. I wouldn't know what a taxi is. Never mind.
Like an air taxi.
She like, Ptolemy, can you fly out of your cavern? And Ptolemy, well, I mean, it's a thing. I have always, been able to fly out of my cavern. I don't leave. I don't go very far, he says. I can't! I cannot leave my cavern.
Have you tried?
Okay, look, you know what? Let's stick a pin in that.
Okay.
She takes a couple notes in her thing. She, you can see it's click to black. Ptolemy can fly
that's
out
the
of
most serious ink color.
All right. It sounds like some of you might be ready to come over through the portal. And actually, as you sort of are getting ready to jump in, Lumen says, before you do this, I don't know if you guys have you really ever noticed that there's always one of you left behind on one side or the other. So don't all jump in, because then the portal will close, all right? Don't all jump in at once, all right? So we gotta leave some on either side to keep this portal open. I don't know what will happen if it closes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There's a joke about a gnome, a goat, and a lion, and a boat. I feel like we're in that joke, and we can't get everybody across without. Right, because.
We need to put a pin in that because I will have to hear that joke later.
I feel like it
Absolutely.
usually has something to do with foxes and chickens, but that's fine.
Yeah, or maybe a scorpion and a toad.
I feel maybe it's a new version. I don't know all jokes.
Honestly, two different universes,
Okay. All right. I know that we have some business to attend to. So, for instance, and Curt, would you be able to join us here in the cavern?
Zrill! Kyler! Hey, Derry.
Hey.
Hey, guys. Listen, I have a little bit of news to share.
What is it?
I decided to stay. I feel like I'll be a better help here. There's so many books and things to acquire that could help us and help Candlekeep that I've decided to stay on this side and see what kind of help I can be. And I turn to look to Ptolemy and I kind of smile and just kind of bow my head a little bit and look back to you guys and I say, Zrill, before you go across, and I pull the ring off of my finger, I say, I want you to have this.
Thank you.
It should come in pretty handy on the other side and whatever waits for you on the other side. I know it's going to be hard and I wish I was there to help, but I really truly feel like my place is here.
Do you have anything you want me to give to your parents? I could send a letter.
I've already taken care of that, but thank you.
I'm wondering if I really appreciate this, but I feel like Derry, do you want a ring? Because I have the fire one and Kyler has this ice something. And this one makes you like stone and stuff, I think. Right, Ant?
Yeah, I never even really got to use it, to be honest, but it's supposed to work on things that are made out of stone.
But, I mean, I kind of have abs of steel. Does that count?
It
You
does.
could have abs of steel and stone.
Yeah.
And stone. That'd be fun.
And then
I
I
mean,
could...
if you don't want
12 abs.
I mean, I think it would be a lot of fun. But I also... You're part of our team, man.
Aw. Well, I mean, shucks. Sure. I'll take it. But, Ant, you're really not coming back?
No, I really do feel like my job is to stay here and search through some of the great tomes and items here to see if they might be of some help against the erasure on the other side. It's where my strengths lie. I'll miss you all very much.
At this point, you see someone on the other side, on the Candlekeep side, just can't keep quiet any longer. And Bookmaster Iranisoka, who is the head of acquisitions, which is, of course, your department where you are a bookwright, Mr. Amakir. She, like, excuse me.
Bookmaster!
I feel like I should be consulted a little bit about what's happening here. So,
Well, how much of that did you hear?
all of it. We can hear. I mean, unless you're trying not to be heard, which I'm very good at.
I was kind of hoping Ptolemy would break it to you a little more gently than I would be able to.
Yes. Just could you pop on over just for a moment?
Yeah, I guess.
So again, don't everybody leave. Just Mr. Amakir, come on over.
All right.
I pat him on the back real hard.
I kind of look back at everybody and give them kind of like a keep going.
So you travel through the pool. I won't describe it too much, but in the trans-dimensional portal to the other side, pop out beside Bookmaster Ahsoka, and she's like, and she can tell, like, at this point, she doesn't care who hears. She says, I wanted you to know, Bookwright, that when I became Bookmaster here, as you know, I'm human. I've only been Bookmaster for 5 years, which is a blink of a gnomish eye. And you were a force of dependability and welcome when I became Bookmaster. I was very unsure of myself. I know you would never have guessed it. But remember you said that you had a prophecy when you were born?
I did, yes.
I know you never, you don't go around sharing prophecies in detail, but could you just tell me what it is right now?
Well, yes, I was prophesied to be either a great force in the kingdom of, or in the realm of Candlekeep, or a force of great destruction. I hope it's the previous.
Against an unseen evil, in fact.
Yes.
And one of your main quests on this side of the mirror was to develop something that could see unseen enemies? The Eye of the Tiger?
Yes!
So, my gnomish boy of walnut strength. This over here, and she points to the Sphinx Lumen, who is like, tells me that she is the embodiment, the physical embodiment of all knowledge of Faerun. And you brought us all together to protect it. That sounds like you united a realm against an unseen evil to me.
And he just like one little tear starts to run down his face.
If anybody is going over to Beaconhold to be an ambassador for Candlekeep, I'm glad it is someone with your great goodness.
I hope you know my heart will always remain in Candlekeep.
I know. May I give you a hug?
Of course.
So while she's hugging you, which is a true and genuine hug, she does say something very quietly for your ears alone. She says, just in case this isn't a one-way trip, Acquisitor, I expect you to acquire lightning trains, taps that provide running water inside your home, beings of metal, and you gotta acquire that for us. She pulls up. All right.
I just look at her and I smile really big and I wink at her and I jump back through the portal.
Nice. Whoop. To the other side.
Anyway, so our plumbing infrastructure is actually really complicated.
Aunt Emmakir, is there anything else that you would like to say to anybody here before you head out?
Just that I will miss you all, and good luck. Candlekeep doesn't know what they have on their side.
Can I give Aunt a hug?
Of course.
I go
in my hug, I also say something to Aunt. I just want to say, I don't know how this is gonna go. Can you wash my mom's?
You can rest assured, your moms will be taken good care of.
I really think Linda's gonna dig like your whole deal.
I'm excited to meet Linda.
Yeah.
This hug seems to be taking a bit of time, so I walk over and I hug them both and pick them up. I go, we're gonna miss you! I just shouted
I'm
it
gonna
in
miss
here.
you too, Zrill.
I go over and hug all of them. They're much smaller than me, and it lifts all of them up. It's a big, huge hug.
Be safe,
Tyler
you
takes
all.
17 points of damage.
Be safe, everyone, and kick their butts.
Yeah!
Thank you, Curt. Thank you, Aunt.
Bye, Aunt.
So sad.
So, we know that one of you will stay on the Beaconhold side at least. Are you all ready to come over?
I first ask, can goats go through the portal?
Says Ptolemy. Highly, alright, I can't even go through the portal. Do you know that? We can't, we just get wet.
But I thought that was like just a magic thing. Although I guess if Beaconhold is less dangerous now and Candlekeep is more dangerous, maybe I shouldn't bring Sylvia. But also she's a great battle steed. She just starts talking to herself. She just can't figure this out. She doesn't know what to do.
Violin music.
Yes. Little gnome just like, but also, I don't know, and this could be, and I'm not used to decisions like this.
I mean, you can certainly try.
But she's not gonna get hurt going through it, is she?
No, I've, had visitors who have had a little swim in the pool.
Okay.
Good ones, close friends.
I asked Derry for some charcuterie. I can use it to bribe Sylvia. Thank you.
Of course, yes.
Little-
Always ready with that.
And I coax Sylvia over to the pool, and I get her to step in, staring very intently at her.
She gets wet and cleans off some of the dust, starts to shake out over the surface of the pool.
Okay. Well, I guess that answers my question. She'll be safe.
Lumen peeps up from the other side of the pool. I think it's the bookmark, the thing that we put on you that has both the wild magic of the incursions and a little bit of me. I think you need that to come through. We could get her a bookmark somehow.
So it's okay. She's safer here. And I go to hug her, but I step in the pool by accident.
What? Help me! This is so sad.
God.
Okay.
She,
better there.
as you get pulled away through the portal towards the other universe, you still hold Sylvia for some time. She comes into the water with you. The dust sort of scatters all over, and she is this beautifully clean swimming goat. who just looks wonderful, and she loves you very much. You can just see it. And she begins to swim back up to the surface as you get pulled towards Candlekeep.
When I get into Lumen's cavern, I ask her for some paper, and I start drawing a picture of Sylvia.
Excellent. Yeah, she's got a lot of that. You can do so. She even lends you the multicolored pen, the quill, rather.
Thank you.
And through the mirror, Tommy says, we will make sure that the goat is well looked after. Perhaps even Aunt Renee's deacon.
Yeah, Aunt could ride her around, and she could help because she has big legs.
The other thing is the goat could watch the goat, and then I point at Paige, who's still a goat, and go. So.
Right.
Excellent. Okay, you guys ready to come over?
Yeah.
All right.
Derry,
So-
do you want to go first?
All right. I just jump in.
I just want to
ride
take a
before.
second and just look at the Beaconhold cavern and kind of just take a deep breath, and I'm just gonna hug Goat Paige, and then I'm just gonna step in.
Okay. All right. Now, all of you, as you go through that thin, impossibly infinite stretch between the two universes, and you catch a glimpse of the unspeakably beautiful and terrifying points of light that represent all of the universes and their lights of knowledge swirling around you. And that sort of portal that you are stretched out from Beaconhold, you can see flares brightly. Rescued from the darkness. And you head towards a light that is dimming, that which is Candlekeep. You splash out on the other side, and Lumen pounces all over you and pats you with her big soft claws, paws rather, not her claws, and is very excited to see you. So there's certainly a presentation that she would like to give. Is there anything that you wanted to check for or do as you arrive here in Candlekeep?
Take my gears, and I add them to the. I don't know if Lumen has sent anything to Rosette yet, but I take my gears and I add them to. I'm sure there's at least one thing left of the last time I came back. So
Yes.
my 2 cent to Rosette pile.
Yes. There. You notice it's not as big as it has been. There, some treasures have been managed to be sent even in these tough times. Actually, you will discover soon why there has been some traffic out of Candlekeep in a moment. So keep that in mind.
I'm just gonna toss some deuces up to Malthodak.
Yeah, that's right.
What's up?
I reckon you did a good job over there.
Hey, we did a pretty good job, Mal. You would have been real proud. My dialect's kind of going southern. Stop it.
That's okay. Hers goes from
Kyler,
Australia.
you sound
Casting a
different in
spell on me.
Candlekeep.
She's hexing me.
She's sort of an Australian cowboy from time to time. Okay. All
I'm just
right.
anticipating the presentation, so I sit like cross-legged, like crisscross applesauce, like.
So, one thing that you do notice as you come over, not only is Lumen like bouncing all over and excited to see you, someone is trying very hard not to look excited and relieved that you are home, and that, of course, is Quartermaster Gerardo.
Gerardo!
Best friend.
I run over to him.
Oh, Derry. Yeah.
You're okay. How you doing? How you feeling? Are you feeling okay? Do you need some charcuterie? Do you need some herbs? Do you need some healing? Do you need anything? Can I help you? Can I do anything for you?
Yeah, that all sounds good.
Great.
Yep.
All right.
That's really nice.
I start preparing some charcuterie for him that I know he likes.
Sure. And he's like eating. So. Been busy here. Hasn't been quite all right. As you'll learn, the Sphinx, I think, wants to say something. She often does.
That's true. Yeah, we got to figure out what's going on. Beaconhold seems good. Let's help Candlekeep, right?
Right, but there is one thing. Payment for the. No, it's not even. I made these for you. Had them made. I if I could make them. Anyway, and he brings out these little ear cuffs.
Oh.
And he gives them to everyone. And he says, these are, look, if we're parted again, at least on this side of the mirror, it's got pretty good range. We should be able to all talk to each other. Not that I want you to talk very much, but we can't.
Gerardo, did you get
Gerardo.
us friendship earrings? And Derry starts tearing up and gives Gerardo a big hug.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. Yeah.
You're all. I knew you had a soft heart in there. You're a good man, Gerardo.
It is dangerous knowledge to know that Gerardo also has one of these.
So, equipped with earrings of whisper, which you will find in your inventories. Yeah, Lumen's like, okay, look, it's time, guys. I need to tell you about what's been happening, and then there might be still some more business and some planning, but I should do that. Well, you've been away for a while. I'm sure we are still just a couple steps to victory, but, okay, so, and she sort of, with her paw, she goes to the edge of the pond, and you can see this lily pad has been floating around the pool, and like magically asleep on the lily pad is Bookmaster Flash Gordo, in sort of a magical sleep, and she sort of pushes, we'll do that later, and she pushes it aside, and she points up to the map above.
Ready.
Flash Gordo's asleep.
So, as you can see up here on the map, there is a lot of erasure, and I think we've kind of permanently lost a third of Candlekeep holdings below the surface. But no problem. Also, that means that a great deal of my plexus connections, and she stamps her paws again, and like the rainbow glitter shoots out and through sort of the living caverns of Candlekeep for connection to the very half-tamed library above her. And she says, so I can only send you up to one place. I only have control over the central well anymore. That's it. You know, the sort of the deep spiral staircase that goes into the deep vaults. That's all I got left. I can't move things around. I can't transport you anywhere except there. But that's not the only problem. So we need to, at this point, the erasure, we've tried real hard. Lost a few librarians. We can't just fight it. We have been devising a way, and I'll maybe let Smo talk to you a little bit more about that, to destroy it all. So we've got to do that. So we've got a big plan for how to destroy it. And then another problem, and she sort of swirls the map around, and she points up to the surface, just to the west of Exaltation on the surface, which is the oldest keep. It is sort of the keep that Candlekeep was originally named after, and it's got like this great torch made out of stained glass from a tower in the middle of it. And you know that that's where Bookmaster Soka's Raven Tower is in that torch and that kind of stuff. She says, so just to the west of Exaltation, we do seem to see some erasure about to come out. She points and says, so we sent a couple bookmasters, and we've got just a force of maybe 50 librarians left in town. Oh, I'll tell you about that in a second. So we sent Bookmaster Briar. You remember, she's a fawn. She's Bookmaster of the Interior. She's in charge of infrastructure and stuff like that. She's looking at that. So that's about to break through. And you think, that sounds bad, but you know why it's really bad? Okay, Smo, take it away. Smo, the head librarian, she comes up.
Thank God. Hi, Smo.
Hi. So, Realizing that we were about to lose Candlekeep and potentially everything beyond it as well, after a heated debate, the Bookmasters decided that we must alert the nation. So we have told Baldur's Gate and all of the nobles in the surrounding townships that we are in danger of being overrun, and so are they. So they have assembled all of their armies and have cordoned off Candlekeep. And so we have evacuated most of the keep, mostly Master Gerardo arranged for that. We have Operation Flower Garden going on, which is rescuing both the people and the items of Candlekeep that we can. They have been evacuated. So what's going to happen is if the erasure erupts, or if anyone who is corrupted leaves the cordoned off area, they will destroy everything. We are surrounded by land, sea, and air because they have brought in a pair of bronze dragons. And we have, she pulls up the scroll, she looks at the other bookmasters. I haven't told you this yet. 24 hours before they destroy Candlekeep. For the good of Faerun, of course, I am on board with the plan. But we have only this amount of time to clean this mess up on our own. Do you follow so far? Any questions?
Zrill's just really happy she left Sylvia back there.
Right, we can't fight this thing. Did we tell them that they can't fight this thing?
Well, you can fight it. I mean, they're bringing the might of... So, for instance, this breakthrough that's about to happen, a strike force could fight it. We have had some success with that sort of size of incursion fighting it. And so we've got that under control. It's just this whole mass. It's just going to keep multiplying and multiplying. We need a way to completely destroy that. So, any questions before I go to the plan to destroy the whole thing?
Like, time's ticking. What's the plan?
All right. Okay, so Maul Thodak comes forward. This was actually Maul's idea. Right on. Okay. So you might not know it, but the torch in the center, I reckon, of exaltation, that, you know, the light of Candlekeep, which is on all the time, beams gorgeous, right? There, I found in the archives, she rolls out this ancient scroll, mention of how that can be modified into something we're calling the magnifier. You take that, open it up. We've got some ideas about how you might do that. Reconstitute the light of the torch. The whole mirror apparatus. Beam the magnifying beam out of it. Bounce it off a series of mirrors. It just needs to be a reflective surface about 5 feet across. So from the torch, we reckon the Colosseum's the best place. There's like the sun on top of that. You beam it from there. And then to the top of the tower of Faerun. Yes, if you've been on the surface of Candlekeep, it's like this red dragon that died a long time ago and we like magically preserved it and turned it into like... It's like a tower for like people living there sometimes, right? Okay, so
awesome.
Off the eye of that dragon and into the center well. You taking notes? So from there into the center well onto a plexus node. Throughout the plexus, destroys all of the erasure. You might be asking yourself, what kind of power is in that magnifier that can do this. My friends, it is the power of stories and legends. At this point, Lumen says, okay, I got the coolest thing. I made the coolest thing. And she gives you a candle. And she says, inside of this, I have distilled the essence of the spell legend lore. And you all thought legend lore was like, who cares about this spell? Who cares? It is the most powerful spell we have. You light this candle in the torch on the pillar. Well, the magnifier is turned on and arrange those mirrors. The very legends and spirits and like of knowledge will destroy the erasure. Isn't that amazing? And you just gotta feed it with like things that you want to know the legends of, like your bookmark. You could put your bookmark in the glow of it and it would tell you everything you could to know about the bookmark. I could give you one of my feathers and you can figure out why I can't leave the cavern. And she does that. She gives you, Zrill, a feather from her raven wings.
We can finally find out about Derry's purple rod.
We could put Derry's purple rod in there.
Biggest reveal of the season.
Okay, so do you think you have the plan?
You're going to send us up there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, to wherever you can. So we go to the Colosseum, reflect the sun into the center well that has to go on a.
We go to the torch. We go to the torch, and we arrange mirrors, and we shoot the beam from the torch and this candle off of the sun from the Colosseum, and that bounces off of the sun of the Colosseum to the dragon, and that bounces it into the center well, the plexus, right?
Oh, so as soon as we get it to the dragon, it'll go straight to the plexus node.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And Maul
Just drawn a map on the back of her picture of
yeah,
Sylvia.
and Smo and Maul like pull out like reams of math that they have done, and you can see like angles everywhere, and they've looked at every window of the dozens of towers of Candlekeep, figuring this out. And for a moment, you are so grateful you didn't have to do this work. You were having fun in Beaconhold. Look at what they've done. So many investigation rolls were made. And so
It's impressive.
They
D&D guilt trip.
they figure it is. That is the best route for the beam of the magnifier to travel. You have also been given, I'm just putting this out there, a little bit of information. For instance, all you need is like a 5-foot diameter reflective surface. You might be able to use something else if you need to. But that's the best route.
Do we just have to go into the torch? And then once we shine this, and if we hit the sun of the Colosseum, it'll just bounce off. We don't have to go to all those other places?
Brilliant point, novitiate, says Smo. She says, there is a pillar, as we mentioned, in the center of the torch that needs to activate the magnifier before you can light the candle. And Soka, Bookmaster Soka, come over and tell them about the pillar that's in your Raven's Tower. Soka says, well, it's an engraved tower, your standard magic engravings that we never bothered to figure out, even though I worked like just below it all this time. But we do know that it's connected to the magnifier. That's what Malthodak found in the archives. There's 4 of them, 4 sides. One of them, I remember, it's like this person running really fast. The other one is somebody like drinking. The other one is somebody eating. And then the other one is somebody singing. And each of those, we think, needs to receive some magic in order to turn on the magnifier. Novitiate, this reminds me, just as I said that you were a novitiate. Smo calls you over. It is time, my friend, to choose a calling within the library. Malthodak sort of, she looks out at the lily pad with Flash Gordo, who is the Bookmaster of Defense. He's a little bit out of commission right now. I'm acting head of Candlekeep defenses, as well as head of archives. They're almost one and the same right now. You want to take the plunge, Zrinsys? Do you want to become a bookright, Department of Defense?
Yeah, I mean, as long as Gordo's not going to hold it against me that I threw him in a chimera cage.
Oh, I reckon he might. But you know what? We'll deal with that when we restore him, eh?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent.
Zrill wants a high fiver.
She does. She's like, yeah. She's a very tall person. You are going to have to jump very high.
I thought Zrill was a gnome.
Oh, Maul Thodak is Orcish and Elvish ancestry.
Oh, I thought I was talking to Smo.
Oh,
I mean,
you know what? They went back and forth. Smo started, Maul started.
Oh, okay.
I can imagine why you got confused. Yeah.
I mean, Maul,
you can totally. You know what? You go and you the head librarian. You know, you high five Smo Spiderwisk, and she is quite taken it. Oh, right. Nice.
Phil's obviously very aggressive with
Vicious.
it. Oh no.
Oh no.
Also, just before whatever happens, I just want to say to Maul, if Gordo doesn't accept that, if he's not cool, can I join your team?
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
I always had my eye on you in the first novitiate. You're going to
What if Gordo sucks?
I just feel like he might hold a grudge against me for the chimera cage. Hi,
Yes.
Calvin.
Well, hello, and some big decisions for Zrill. But before we go any further, some errant magic is going to affect her. So go ahead and roll me that D20.
Okay.
Can I just clarify that she just recently high-fived the head bookmaster of Candlekeep Library? Great. Okay. Just wanted to
My hair is
clarify.
going to catch on fire with a 19. What a good time for a 19.
Oh, lovely. So with the 19, there is a definite spring in your step. You feel like you could take really long strides.
I feel extra springy. Thank you, Calvin.
Thanks for the squeak MacGyver. Onward, heroes.
Well,
Yeah,
it
with this
sits
extra
well
spring-
upon you.
With this extra springiness, I immediately try to jump so that I can high five Maul better.
So it's interesting. You jump high to, and you don't feel like you could necessarily jump higher than you normally can, but you misjudge how far you travel in a lateral dimension, and woof, like right up into Malthodak. Boom! And so it seems you're able
Her
to.
meringue hair!
You can travel a little bit further than usual.
Okay, so as we're picking ourselves off the ground, sorry, Maul. I don't know. It's very exciting, I think.
It is quite. So, head librarian Smo Spiderwick and Malthodak, you know, head of archives and defense now. Like, right. So I reckon you're gonna need a symbol of your power, says Maul. You need a full flame to wear upon your person.
Take up my little candle.
Yep. And you see, actually, she has a belt of symbols strung upon them. And although this is a happy moment, it is, I think all of you can figure out that these are all taken from librarians who've fallen recently. And she gives you, carry on the tradition.
Pin it on my chainmail.
All right. Any other planning that you need to do? Says Smo. I've gotten them all mixed up myself. Smo Spiderwisk, head librarian. She says, any more planning you need to do?
We go to the pillar, and then we go to the torch with something shiny.
And
Right,
keep an eye out for that erasure about to burst through, keeping in mind, should any sign of the erasure be apparent, that it will all come raining fire down upon us.
I just want to clarify that we have to acquire the shiny thing.
You have to go to the torch. You've got the shiny thing. You've got all the shiny things you need.
Great, thank you.
You're right. Yeah. Although, as you prepare to be sent out to the center well by by Lumen. Smo is everywhere. By Lumen. Gerardo's going to come up to you one more time, Derry. He's like, well,
Buddy?
there is one more shiny thing you need.
What's that?
He takes off his quartermaster, the quarter moon symbol.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to have this. You might need it to get around. Also because I never thought you were a good fit in translation.
So I would be... Is this a promotion?
Take it as you're in waiting.
Okay.
Look, I know sometimes it takes a while for you, Derry. You are in waiting as quartermaster of Candlekeep, if you want it.
I mean, yeah, but what about you? What are you doing?
I'm still quartermaster of Candlekeep, Derry. And I'm doing...
There's more than one?
Oh, you are the quartermaster in waiting. Okay? Like my heir.
Okay. Oh, I'm like a second in command.
Or a son.
Oh.
Hug your dad!
I'm honored!
Hug him!
Dad!
Zrill and Kyle are just like,
I think we need to hug.
hug him!
You do!
Okay, he hugs you. And
Yeah.
in tradition of the hugs...
Uh-oh!
At that moment, Derry, you feel some magic
Oh boy.
burgeoning up
Ruthless,
through you.
Ruthless stuff.
So why don't you go ahead and roll me a d20?
Ooh, I got a nat 1 on this roll.
Lovely.
That could be
Thankfully,
Your eyes are... Oh, yeah,
is
go
this
ahead,
you?
Calvin.
okay, so your eyes are drawn to every visible space around you, searching for creatures. You see the furthest one, and both of you start to shimmer.
Uh-oh.
Why does this keep happening to you?
Oh my god.
Gross.
Okay, so who's the furthest from me?
It's Flash Gordo.
Okay.
And instead of hugging Derry, he is hugging the magically asleep and bound Flash Gordo. And you are in a lily pad.
What? Gerardo? Gerardo.
What are you doing, Gerardo? Put him down!
It's like the birds all over again.
Hugs? What?
Is this part of my initiation to quartermaster in waiting?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a lesson about hugging. Try not to.
Not to?
Okay.
Oh man, that's gonna be a tough lesson for me, but I understand. Yes, quartermaster in waiting, ready to go.
He's like pulling
Sir.
back into the lily pad. They put Flash Gordo on, and everybody's getting onto the plexus. And he's like, "Look, what I wanted to say for you, Derry." Looks around so that Smo can't hear them. You don't let them destroy us, okay? Not our group.
Yeah.
You get stuck up there. There's a way out. You get underwater, any water, in the keep above, down below, follow that current. Let it pull you out over the cliff. All those waterfalls, it'll pull you out over. Be safe, honest. You're gonna go deep. There's gonna be a current that goes north. You're gonna come out near a rock shaped like a haystack. the Silver Forge Conclave will find you there. You talk to my contact, Mulligan Greenstone. You'll get out.
All right.
Do you need... Okay. You take...
Can you write that down for me? Or?
Just jump in the water, Derry,
Okay.
and trust it.
Okay. I got you. And Greenberg, I talked to Greenberg.
Yep. Greenstone. It's okay.
Greenstone.
You show up there. You show up there. You
Yep.
show them. You show them that quarter moon. They'll know.
All right. But that's
Okay.
like if things go wrong.
Yes.
But we're gonna
At the
save
very
Candlekeep,
end.
so yeah. All right.
You're gonna be safe. No problem.
Great. Thanks, buddy. I mean, quartermaster.
I mean, Dad.
Done.
Yes.
Confusing. But welcome.
You get pulled through that plexus to the center well, up past the spiral staircase, into that very sort of rustic, ancient Stonehenge kind of structure that sits over top of the center well. And as you emerge from it, you see to your left, just a little bit sort of southwest of where you come out, that a sinkhole is appearing. This is roughly about where they're saying that there might be an incursion of the erasure. Everybody roll me a perception check.
3.
15.
What? 12.
Derry, all of you do see there's a little bit of movement on the edge of that sinkhole. But Derry, you see that that Bookmaster Briar, the fawn, is looking down over the edge of the sinkhole. And that's where we'll take our break.
Oh. Okay.
Oh no!
Very tense.
Greenberg, Dad.
All right. Now, it is... there's Kelvin. Hey, Kelvin, I'm supposed to send us all to a breakout room now, right? Is that what I do? This is my first time doing this job.
So for our audience, this is the end of Act 1. During the intermission, feel free to grab yourself some popcorn. Welcome back, everyone. It is the second act of the 20th episode of the second season of Pages and Mages. I hope you took that time during intermission to check out YetiMinis.com. Someone's going to win that sweet, sweet Displacer Beast. A nudge to our brave volunteers. You now have another squeak loaded for this act. The effect is the same as before. So use some strategy and really try to mess these folks up. Either way, get your squeak on. And now, enough for me. Let's get back to it. Onward, hero.
Because Kyler didn't get a squeak. Could Kyler get 2 squeaks?
Oh, that's
Sure.
That's a good question. Yeah, sure. There we go.
That's right.
Double the
The
chaos.
first one will
baby.
determine his magical effect. The second one will be the same effect. All right.
Love it.
Onward, heroes.
It's just like the stakes are way high now. You have no
That's
idea.
right.
Ooh.
All right. So, heroes, you emerge, as I said, in the center well, which is, like the name implies, in the very center of the surface of Candlekeep. And you are, so I'll just quickly sort of orient you to what you probably would all remember about the layout of Candlekeep proper. It's a big place. It's probably, I don't know, maybe the size of like a smallish medieval town. Like one of those little islands in the middle of a European capital or something like that. And you come out in the center of it. To the north and east of you, about 100 feet away of you, is the Colosseum. To the south of you, again about 100 feet or so away from you, is Exaltation and the tower with the torch, which if you're going to light up the magnifier is where you would start. And then continuing in a clockwise fashion around from you in the center, to the west of you is the Tower of the Dragon, who has a name. Her name is Faerun and Tenamar, probably is how you pronounce it. And you also know that there is a sinkhole to the southwest, probably about 200 feet from you, so a little bit further away, that is probably where the erasure is about to break through. And Derry has seen Bookmaster Briar on the edge of it looking down. What do you do?
What's my relationship with Bookmaster Briar?
She is the most reclusive of all of the Bookmasters. The only time any of you have, including like the ones who have lived in Candlekeep all this time, have interacted with Briar was at the Colosseum match, like where Flash Gordo was showing off against the Chimera, his Mecha Chimera. Okay. She was sitting with Takati at that point and talking about potentially doing an excursion to the Feywild. She's introverted, but like very kind of cutting, a little bit straightforward, but also quite chill, like just sort of this odd mix. Probably because you know that she is Fey.
Can I tell if she's dangerous now? Like,
You are quite some distance from her, and there's a lot of like all the towers and bustle of Candlekeep between. You were lucky that you could kind of catch this action at all. But if you want, you can roll an insight check to see if there's anything.
Sure, why not? I got a 9.
That's what you got.
Yeah, 9.
Yep, that's you don't know anymore.
Okay,
that's it.
Gotcha.
That's sorry, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just approach her.
Okay, so it's a distance, and so Derry starts to head off through sort of the roads of Candlekeep. There's sort of like an avenue with trees on the other side, which is how you kind of see where the sinkhole was at all. There's a fairly straightforward route for you. There's it's what they call the Grove here in Candlekeep. So there's like little channels and gardens and little bridges and things like that. So you can see it, but it's not a very rapid mode of transport. So it's going to take you a little time if you're just moseying on this 200 feet. It's going to take you, what's your speed? It's what, 30?
40.
40? So it's going to take you a few minutes to get there.
What do you guys think?
What did they say anything about if they trust Sorry, I forgot her name. Bookmaster
Briar.
Briar?
They mentioned that they had sort of left her in charge up top, and she was going to investigate where the erasure was breaking through.
So she's definitely not corrupted?
They've been Gerardo, who has the Eye of the Tiger, was checking people routinely, and she had passed inspection before heading on up.
Right. If they told us she was going to go investigate the place where the erasure broke through, she's technically doing her job, right? Yeah. I forgot they said that.
Yeah. That's okay.
Oh.
That's a lot. We just learned a lot of information.
Yeah.
A lot has happened. It's okay. I will remind you, but yeah.
This is... I'll follow you, Derry. Like, Candlekeep's your place, and if Briar has a good sense of like what's going on up here, talking with her might not be a bad idea.
And this is like kind of on the way to the torch and the tower that we have, the pillar that we have to get to, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of heading almost a little bit to the west of it, but it's getting you closer towards the exaltation for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
As we walk, I'm just gonna pop a mage armor on myself. So I'm gonna do my inhaler, and as I exhale, just some of the smoke just sticks to me.
Okay. I'm gonna say about one sort of turn of your movements has gone by. At this point, I'd like you all to give me another perception check.
Oh my god.
7.
5.
6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good work, team.
You
5,
can
6,
all
7,
begin
8.
to see that that Briar is at the edge, and she has drawn her longbow and is aiming it down.
I take
immediately
my
drop my
axes out. Yeah. I ready myself as we continue to approach.
Oh no!
Oh.
As you guys approach, Kyler, you're going to feel some errant magic flowing through you.
No.
So go ahead and roll your d20.
It's a 6.
It's a 6. Well, your hands now burn like hot coals, and you suddenly create a bonfire 5 feet in front of you.
Oh.
Onward, heroes!
Well, this is perfect. So, because I was about to shout out Briar's name, I'm going to go, look! Briar!
Having just rolled a perception check for Briar, she heard the conflagration, and she turns and she says, "Stand back! I think something's coming out."
And you should also stand back.
This is my job.
What's coming out?
Stick around to keep doing your job, Briar.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, I should stop talking. Not no.
I'm trying to put out the fire that Kyler made so it doesn't set the trees on fire.
Only a 10.
She's like, "This is my job. I think something is. It's hard to see amongst all the dirt." She says, "This. Okay. I mean, well, if it can hear, it's heard me by now." Perception checks all around.
God. Here we go.
13.
16?
9!
Zrill, you get like, it's almost like before lightning strikes, but it's like almost a visual representation of it. And you see like almost like these speckles of the nothing, of the erasure, starting to form around Briar, but sort of up from the ground up. It coalesces into a pseudopod of erasure and strikes her. She cries out and disappears down into the sinkhole.
I think we should
no.
Go to the tower! We have to fix
Let's
this!
go. Let's
Girl
go.
starts running towards the tower.
I follow.
Pillar weapons. The pillar. Okay, Kyler, I think our running speed is the same, so Derry easily overtakes us.
Perfect. That's
Roll
fine.
initiative. I will allow that you are within like spitting distance of the sinkhole, but it's time to roll initiative.
Oh dear.
This is my combat tracker.
All right.
I got an
Okay.
18.
18 for Derry. Nice.
16 for Zrill.
12 for Kyler,
Hey, that's pretty good for everybody.
which makes sense.
Okay. So we have the top of the initiative. We have Derry.
All right. What do I see?
Sure.
Is there anything to attack yet?
Yeah,
I'm a little confused.
So I really kind of just needed to you an initiative because although you can't see what's to attack, you know something did attack
Okay.
Briar.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you told me you were running towards the sinkhole now.
Yes.
And
We're running towards the pillar. We're running at the sinkhole?
So
Where
we're
are
getting
I want to run away.
I followed Zrill wherever
Okay.
Zrill ran.
I went towards the
Good
pillar.
thing we're in initiative, so you can all sort out what you're going to do in
That's
turn.
okay.
So I will describe the scene. You are about 40 feet from the edge of a sinkhole, which Briar was on the edge of, and then disappeared after a sticky pseudopod hit her and tumbled her back down into the sinkhole. The sinkhole is probably about 30 feet across and it is ruining the beautiful gardens of the grove. And the grove that you are surrounded by here is sort of this long park with like little cobblestone paths and little tiny bridges that go over ponds and little chutes of water and things like that. And beside the sinkhole, there is actually sort of a built-up stone wall that the main canal of Candlekeep is sort of elevated a bit and runs behind that. So there's sort of a big water source there. And so if that would be in front of you, to your left and about at this point 70 feet away from you is the Keep of Exaltation, which is where the tower is that you're also aiming towards. So it is up to you, heroes. Do you head towards the sinkhole and see what happened to Briar, or head towards the tower and on your mission to start the magnifier? Derry, you are first.
Oh boy, I mean, it does seem like the main goal should be the focus, right? Like these sinkholes might start popping up everywhere for all we know. So don't go after the minion, go after the head honcho is kind of my mindset. So I'm gonna head towards the tower.
I imagine, are you dashing using all your movement for that? Okay. So that would be 80 feet. And I said that you were, I said that you were about that. Yeah, I think
70?
you are. To the entrance of Exaltation.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get sort of up to the door of Exaltation. You know, like, this keep pretty well. This is where your dorms are. And you know the quickest way to get to that top of the tower. So you are now at the door of Exaltation, beneath the tower. The tower, by the way, above you is probably about 75 feet up from, so Exaltation itself, the keep, few stories high, like 45 feet. This is climbable, I'm telling you, if you want to do that instead of running through Exaltation. And then the tower above that is another 75 feet in the air to the thing. So if you wanted to, like, climb, you could, or you can run through Exaltation. You're at the door, you've used your turn. Is there anything else that you want to do bonus-wise, or
no,
shout anything, or... Okay. So next in initiative, I would say, Derry, you don't see this, but that Zrill and Kyler, you see that the sinkhole begins to, like, sink more around the edges, and dust and dirt is starting to puff up from it, and you hear a rumble from the ground. That's that turn. Zrill, you are next.
Oh god. This whole, like, if any erasure is seen, then everything gets blown up is making me really nervous, Jen. The pillar.
Roll me an insight check. Just here, just like it sort of see how nervous you should be.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh.
You get the sense that erasure can be on the surface. It's just sort of like if it's visible to, let's say, if a bronze dragon does a pass by or something from people watching on the fields around you, then you start to get nervous. Yep.
Okay.
Agreed.
And the pillar that we're trying to get to with these symbols, that's in the torch?
Yes. Your first stop would be the torch.
Okay. I look for a second at the sinkhole, and then I just run towards the torch. I follow Derry. I'm not as fast as he is.
Okay, so you can run how fast?
My speed is 25 feet for walking. So if it dashes, I mean 50? I get, like, close.
Yeah, you get 50 feet. So you're about halfway there. Through the grove. Okay, and now it is Kyler.
So I think you've already said this 2 times. I'm sorry to clarify.
Okay.
The building that we're just coming up on, the one that's 150 feet tall, has the first step torch, which is also the thing with the drinking, singing.
Yes.
Or is that the magnifier?
The magnifier
is it the same thing?
Inside the torch. The magnifier's inside the torch. Yeah, that's what you
and
gotta let up.
who of us has the candle? Zrill?
Oh, I think I do have it.
Yeah,
Great.
Zrill has the feather and the candle.
I took all the things. I was very excited. Nervous.
Zrill, did you dash?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. I gotta. There's something I want to do, but it's got to be touch. So I just gotta dash to keep up with you.
Okay, and I think you can probably move about as fast as Zrill. Can you move as fast as Zrill?
Yes, exactly as fast.
Okay. So I figured. So you meet up. You were right there with Zrill. Probably touch her. Oh, but you've used all your dash.
I can't.
No,
Yeah.
this is a bonus. Okay. Okay, and then we head to. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, this is interesting. At this
Never
point,
a good thing to hear.
you see, this is again Zrill and Kyler. You see a shiny gray thread emerge from the sinkhole, and it sort of unrolls itself over the grove, sort of defiling it with its very presence. It's a very thin thread, but you can just see it like this affront against the beautifulness of nature, this thread of nothing. And at the end of it, Briar appears.
This is some Coraline
She
business.
pulls out her longbow, and she's going to attack you, Zrill.
Come on.
Dang it.
And she rolls a 1. And it sinks into the canal, little canal beside you, and splashes. But everybody, including Derry, now notices behind him, about 60 feet away, is what appears to be Briar.
Kyle's just gonna shout, "Derry, just hold on a second!"
Okay.
It is now Derry's turn.
Oh. So I turn around and see fake Briar attacking, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know she's fake. You were facing the door. You turn around and you see Briar. You can roll me a perception check.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's a 6.
Oh no!
So far as you're thinking, you see Briar, and for some reason she is facing Zrill and Kyler, and there was a splash beside them.
I also probably look upset. Just gonna say.
Hey, Briar, what are you doing? I shout.
My job,
Oh?
she says.
Uh-oh. I will head in that direction then. I'll be right back, Tower, I say. And I run towards her.
Are you running full distance? She's about 60 feet from you.
60 feet, yeah. I'm gonna do the 40. So I'm about 20 feet away.
Yep.
And oh boy, I don't really have much for. Yeah, I will just I mean, yeah, I'll just run the full distance actually,
Okay.
because I don't want to attack her yet necessarily.
Sure.
Because I'm still not sure what's happening.
What's going on?
But I'm gonna
So you-
try and get to her and be like, "Hey, what up?"
Oh,
Like I grab her shoulder maybe because she's not
Yeah.
facing me, right? Yeah.
it feels like Briar, and she says, Derry, I don't think you can trust those two.
Since when?
Have you no idea? No, haven't you heard what's happening up here?
Well, kind of, but you just got sucked into a
Has
thingy.
anybody seen through the eye? Okay, that's probably enough that we could do in the course of the.
That's right.
But yeah, okay.
We're
Especially
just having
since
a
you
little
use your action
argument. Yeah.
to dash.
Just chatting.
Um,
It's better than her attacking you, I guess. Keep her
All right.
busy.
Okay. At this point,
Oh my god, there's more.
I'm so like stressed. I'm like,
actually, yeah, this is what's going to happen. Derry, you need to make a saving throw
Uh-oh.
of the wisdom persuasion.
Uh-oh. I got 10.
Derry, as Briar is saying these things, you're like, it all makes sense. Have they been investigated by the Eye of the... You knew what she was going to say.
Mm,
You really trust Briar. You feel
it's
quite
true. Yeah, she's smart.
charmed by her, in fact. And understand that, in fact, on this occasion, unfortunately, she's right. Zrill and Kyler
They've been compromised.
have been compromised.
Derry, no! What about Anton, Derry?
It is now Zrill's turn.
I don't know what to do.
If you just wait a second, I think I have some options.
Okay. Then we're relatively close to Briar, right?
You are, I would say, about 60 feet.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast her because she tried to shoot me, and something's happening with Derry, and I just fought a Titan, and I'm a little stressed about Rosette and her safety. So I'm gonna try to hit her with lightning.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
I don't remember how to do this. Okay, I do. It's fine. All right. Okay. Ooh, 19 to hit
It does.
for 5 whole points of force damage. I say,
Okay.
leave my friend alone.
Derry, do you see?
Oh,
And
no.
poof, it hits her,
Oh,
and she is
Zrill.
hurt.
Derry, she tried to shoot me.
No, that's enough. No, no, no.
This is Bookmaster Briar. Show some
Because she has-
respect.
Just because she has terrible aim doesn't mean she's not attacking us.
I am a quartermaster after all.
Assistant
Quartermaster
to
in
the
waiting.
quartermaster.
That's right.
Anything else in your turn there, Zrill? Bonus action or anything?
I'm gonna kick a rock.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of beautiful little quartz-like rocks and things like that around here. You kick one.
Kick one.
Kyler, you're up.
I'm gonna turn to Zrill. I'm gonna go. We gotta get this going. Can I have the candle?
I pass it over.
All right. And I'm gonna cast Fly on myself.
Nice.
And I'm gonna use my dash fly speed to get 120 feet up towards the tower. But knowing that I have Lady Longbow over there, I'm gonna fly first to the other side of the tower and then start flying up.
Sweet. Okay. Well thought. Yeah, so as you sort of swoop around the tower, you see that there are narrow, they're windows, but they're like for ravens to fly through and arrows to fly through and things like that. It wouldn't be impossible to get through these, but thankfully we're sending up a halfling. And you keep going further and further up, and you see that there is sort of the tower, and then sort of the ring that begins the stained glass flame that goes up. And that sort of is the base, or you see sort of about like a story up from the base of the flame is where the flame gets super bright. And I can't remember, Kyler, if you had been in Soka's office before.
I don't think I was.
I don't think you were either, but you get the impression that like there's like a layer where it's not as bright and then a layer that's super bright, and you can aim for windows on either of those portions of the flame.
Great.
Also, when handing over the candle, I also handed over the feather from Lumen. I had them together.
As long as you guys remember what you got. Okay.
I'll write that down.
I will allow it.
Had like a little elastic around there, or a string. I don't know if elastics exist here.
Oh, and I will leave Anton, my familiar, down with Zrill to assist Zrill.
Ah, okay. All right. So you have a goat even here. Okay. So that, I believe, is all Kyler can do on his turn.
That's correct.
All right. Kyler doesn't see this. Derry and Zrill, you see that... Actually, roll me a perception check. They're in battle. How close are you paying attention to things?
Me as well?
Yeah. Derry and Zrill.
14.
Well, Derry got a 3, so...
Yeah. Yeah. Derry, like, you're really focused on protecting Briar here.
Yeah.
Zrill, you see 2 more of these little threads swoop, like, sort of roll out of the sinkhole. And they take the shape of an elderly dwarf. Yeah, who you've met. His name is Hammond. He's the head of hospitality here, and you met him at the Coliseum.
Yeah, Gerardo got drinks from him.
That's exactly right. And the other one, you also recognize. His name is Terry, for translation. You met in
No,
those
not Terry!
Same stands.
Dude can't catch a break.
Damn, Terry. Damn, Terry.
Oh, poor Terry.
You see that Hammond is holding a clipboard. And you see that Terry is sort of rubbing his hands in vengeance. And strides forward towards you, Zrill. And as he gets to about 60 feet from you, this sort of shock of arcane fluid heads out towards you.
Gross.
And you need to give me a saving throw, dexterity saving throw.
Okay. What does a 7 do?
Nothing. Well, it gives you a face full of rum, but then it begins to burn away at your skin.
Is this fire or is this acid?
It is acid.
Okay, never mind.
You take 4 acid damage.
Terry! This is why no one invites you anywhere!
You guys spilled so much drink on me, and do you even remember? I bet you
there was something bigger going on! Hey, man! Sorry about the Beatles!
Okay. It is now back up to the top of initiative, and that is Derry's turn. Derry, you are beside Briar.
Yes, my best
Zrill,
friend.
Is an enemy, and she
Zrill
is...
evil.
There's 2 of
I'm
us!
telling Gerardo you just said that, Derry.
He can hear you!
I have a lot of best friends, Kyler.
That's right, he's in our ear. He
Yeah.
already heard you say that.
I'm already mad about it.
She's about 20 feet away from you.
Zrill is?
Yeah.
God.
And where did Kyler go? He climbed up the tower?
You saw him fly away and around the
You
other
don't
side
get
of the
to
tower.
know. You're my enemy now.
He feels, you know what? He's on some evil mission. If you want to do something about Kyler, you could.
You can hear Kyler cackle.
Okay, so here's my question, because while, yes, this most recent turn of events makes me suspicious of Kyler and Zrill, Nothing up to this point has. So I almost feel like like the good-hearted nature of Derry would not just accept this as fact immediately.
Right.
Is there a way to kind of pry into Briar? Because I also saw Briar get sucked into the sinkhole. You know.
So, the particular flavor of this charm that you are feeling stays with you until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
I see. Okay, so my apologies. I wasn't sure. I didn't realize it was actually like a magical charm that has affected me. I thought it was just
in fact,
my own. Gotcha. Okay.
Charmed person.
She's just
right
so
now.
persuasive. Briar, stop it.
Something beyond the good heart of Derry has happened.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I guess I will have to attack Zrill. It's a charm, Zrill. Don't get mad at me.
I'm already mad. Zrill is so overwhelmed. The Titan was at least like direct. We knew what to do.
So I step between Briar and Zrill, and I say to Zrill, "You've been compromised. Nothing. You cannot damage Candlekeep ever again." And I attack.
Oh. Roll your attack.
17 to hit.
Jeez Louise.
My AC is 17 when am I dual? Yeah, my AC is 17.
It doesn't hit. It doesn't hurt you.
Oh, okay.
Go
wait,
away, Derry!
Wait! I always in the moment. I always forget if it meets.
I think Ty does go to the.
I think
like
it does.
it hits. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my understanding. I just wasn't sure if there.
It's so hard when players are hurting players. Like, I know what to do when you're hurting me.
Yeah. I know what to do when you're hurting.
Fine, it hits. What damage do you do, Derry?
I do
knew.
the least amount I could, which is still 8.
I wish I knew what to do when you were hurting me.
Now I have a second attack, extra attack.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry. It's only 11 though, so it doesn't hit. The second attack doesn't hit.
Money.
Why did you do this, Zrill? I say as I'm attacking her.
You did this to me.
In my mind, she's the villain, is the thing. You have to understand.
Hit me on the first
I think
one.
I'm
Dodge
doing right.
the second one.
Get him, Zrill. Get him.
I'm just
Knock
so
him out of
mad.
this.
Don't know what to do. It's very complicated. Complicated situation.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to figure out what to do soon, but not quite yet, because at this point, Derry and Zrill. Derry, you're okay with what you're about to see. Zrill, you're probably not. But from the sinkhole, this massive sort of gelatinous mess of erasure, we're going to call it the Obliterator, emerges from the sinkhole.
Good.
And it sort of oozes out over the edge of it. All that it can do at this moment on its turn. Yeah, that's all that it can do right now. But it's sort of moving around. Sort of the sort of edge of it seems to be heading towards Derry. And you. Okay, that's turn, and it is now Zrill.
Legit don't know what to do.
Perhaps if you hit me, you'll knock some sense into me. I don't know. I'm just.
See
I don't know who to hit.
Anton's goat face looks up at you, Zrill, and you go, "You gotta knock it out of him."
But do I go after him or do I go after one of the others?
If you hit one of the others, there's a less likely chance they're gonna be on our side as if you hit Derry.
All right, I'll.
As the little
tap.
friendly face and concerned face of Anton looks up to you, I will allow that he manages to convey, having rolled an excellent performance check for him, that there might be a way if you hurt Derry.
Okay, I'm gonna hurt Derry. I'm sorry, Derry! I swing my... Sorry. We'll leave the goats up. The goats are working. Does a 12 hit you, Derry?
It does not.
I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try with my sword. That's a nat 1 of a roll. Which leads to a 7 with my bonus, but I rolled a 1.
Oh my god!
No, you rolled a natural one, so yeah, it can't. It's on an attack. It's your
critical
bonus
miss.
doesn't mean nothing. This is the only. Oh,
I'm too powerful. Oh,
Thanks, Curt.
Perhaps there's hope for you. I can't remember what this means.
Yeah, there may be
Springy.
hope for you. What does it mean? It means that...
This was when I
Do you
rolled a
remember again?
19. Yeah.
Right, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this means that you have a spring in your step, and you feel like you could take really long strides. So maybe that might help.
I
Onward,
grabbed
heroes.
Derry. Thank you, Kelvin. I grabbed Derry and I stepped towards the tower.
So at this point, we have a contested grapple.
yeah.
So you have to roll your athletics check.
Athletics.
Come
I
on.
can't see them, hey? Because I flew behind the
And-
other side.
No, you're on the other side. You very clearly said you didn't want line of sight.
And it's true. I really
Okay.
didn't.
This was
and
athletics?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
I rolled a
and, Derry,
19.
you can contest with acrobatics or athletics.
No, I did athletics. I got a 15, so...
19! You're calling me!
So you managed to grab Derry and begin your movement. Now, so you have... It's complicated math now for your DM. You
I
have
have
an
no idea
extra-
what the spell is.
You have an extra 10 feet of movement. Let's just put the
Ooh.
math down on the line. But you are now pulling somebody, so your movement is halved. So add 10 feet to your maximum movement. Remember, you can't dash because you've acted.
Yeah, 35.
And then divide that in half.
Briar, help
17
me!
and a half.
Sorry?
17 and a half feet.
So you can move.
A whole 17 and a
You
half
are
feet.
essentially just sort of knocking at the door.
Briar.
Exaltation here.
Briar, help me! She's kidnapping me!
I have no fear, Derry. I will kill her on the next shot.
Thank you!
I put Derry. I make sure that when I pull him, Derry is between me and her. Just not because I don't like you, but there's issues
was-
right now.
I also just want everyone to take a moment to just picture this, because a gnome dragging a very tall human barbarian.
Just has you by the cape.
Yeah, and I'm like a child, like, no!
Yeah, I think I'm 4 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm
Big?
6 feet.
Big for a gnome,
Nice.
but yeah, but big
Yeah.
for a human, yeah. All right, kicking and
Small, but
screaming, Derry is pulled away by Zrill, and it is now Kyler's turn.
Okay, so Kyler has heard some of the things that Derry has been saying to Zrill in his earpiece, and he's gonna fly and kind of peek around the side of the tower at the height he's at,
Mhm.
and he's gonna go, sorry, and I'm gonna shoot out 3 paper airplanes of magic missile at
Okay.
Briar.
All right.
My meta intent behind this is if this charm is concentration, she has to make 3 different concentration checks because magic
Okay.
missile is 3 separate attacks.
Sure. How much damage do you deal?
I will. I deal 12 damage to Briar.
Okay. Let's make this fun. I'm not going to
Okay.
tell you what happens.
All right.
yeah.
Right. Technically,
just-
I won't know what happens.
Would I holding Derry?
Perhaps
For the-
on your turn or Derry's turn. you
Okay.
will.
For the rest of my turn with my movement, I just want to try and finish the distance and go in and try and get into a window.
Sure. Are you choosing sort of the first level of windows or the very, very brightly lit higher levels?
I guess I am trying to get as close to it as possible. So I guess the brightest one.
Sure. Yeah. You get to it. I think What's your flying speed? 120 or something?
60.
60.
60
Okay.
just because I did use an action.
Right. I say that you can get to a window and your way in because they're open, and you can see that there is within the orange stained glass of the torch. Indeed, there is a pillar, and it's on top of like actually a shiny glass floor, and through that glass floor you can see an office below, sort of a smoky glass, and you can see that there is a bright light on top of that pillar.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Bottom of initiative, Briar is going to act, and she is going to
Save me.
attempt to kill Derry.
What? Wait, what happened?
Fuck no.
Kill
You don't
her?
know. You don't know, and probably she misses.
Did you say save me?
Maybe the charm wore off.
Yeah.
Sorry for using you as a shield.
I mean, okay. There's a lot going on
There's a lot going on.
his brain here. But so that is a 12 to hit
Who?
Derry.
It misses.
Now, technically, you're grappled. Does that mean you're restrained?
No, restrain and grapple are different
No,
things.
that's right. Yeah, so you can, in fact, be missed. She's going to curse. And Terry is
What curse
now
word
going
does she
to...
use? What curse word does she use?
It's in Sylvan.
Ah, cool.
It sounds quite beautiful, really.
Actually majestic.
You start to and still being, well, uncharmed now at this point.
I am.
Yeah, you are. You.
Was that because of the grapple?
Out of it.
Like, just in terms for my own brain, like at what
She
point
failed
did
her
I?
concentration. She failed her
Gotcha, okay.
concentration. So as she
So it's
hit,
just kind of
you-
broken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you felt everything fall back into place.
Now I'm just
Although
hugging
it's a
you.
good point that none of you have the eye of the tiger or anything like that. It, yeah, she's evil.
Is it my turn? Sorry.
Yeah.
Calvin's turn.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah.
it is still my turn. Okay.
Yeah, well, just as that spell breaks over you, Derry, you feel some other errant magic come over you.
Yeah.
So your
different
eyes are now drawn
magic.
to every visible space
Oh.
around you, searching for creatures. You see the furthest one.
Oh,
You start
no.
to shimmer.
Which I think is
Onward, heroes.
Oh,
Is it
oh,
Briar?
no.
No, it's
Oh, it's the-
Hammond.
Oh.
Oh, who's him? Wait,
The dwarf.
Wouldn't it? Wait. Is it
What
the
is-
Hammond or is it the Obliterator?
Is it the creature?
Well,
Does it say
is there,
creature?
okay, it does say creature, and so I
That's
think that
anything.
technically.
Yeah, he traded place with a raven the first time.
I think
It's true.
creature is anything. I think creature is the catch-all term.
I don't think you can move a huge creature.
That would make
Totally
sense.
broken our game, guys.
Is there
Yeah.
is there like a bird near
suddenly
the top
Zrill-
of the tower, like hanging out by Kyler?
Oh,
There's lots of
wait,
birds
wait.
in and out of the tower.
Wait, rules have saved us to a maximum of 100 feet.
Ooh.
So,
Oh my god.
No idea.
Obliterator just shoves inside the tower.
I'm hugging it.
I
Whatever.
have
Yeah,
to
right.
If
do
you
a
switch
little bit
places
of
with Derry,
angles
I'm
on my
hugging
map.
it.
Okay,
Oh goodness.
Kyler, the furthest creature within visual range, but within 100 feet from you, is a griffin on top of
Wait, it's not
It's
me,
Derry.
it's Derry.
Derry. The furthest. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so so the Obliterator is 150 feet from you, so we're safe from that particular kettle of fish.
Good lord.
You can't see the griffin. Don't worry about.
Okay.
I said nothing about a griffin.
You're
Derry.
just talking about Griffin the player.
Perception check! Perception check! Griffin, save me!
Derry,
Yeah.
you switch places
Uh-huh.
with Hammond
Oh my god.
the dwarf.
Okay,
But
and where was he?
He was right beside the Obliterator. Like,
Oh, no.
Right beside it. But
That's
like
scary.
sort of a like not okay, so like about 20-30 feet from the Obliterator
Sure.
at this point. So that's how you okay, so whew. But as Hammond gets like transported. How far can Hammond go? Oh yeah, he's fine. Okay, Hammond is now right up beside.
And a good hug from me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
grappled
suddenly-
by Zrill.
Still grappled.
Yeah.
Which I guess, he's still grappled. It could be worse.
Gosh. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So you're grappling.
Do a wisdom check.
Talk about errant magic.
Yep. Okay. So it was my turn, as we recall.
The worst possible time.
Hammond has just
Right,
switched
Briar
places
just
with
went.
Derry.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 2 spots on the initiative tree, so we're at the bottom of initiative at this point.
Gotcha.
Okay. And so all my little buddies are taking their turn.
Makes sense.
So, yeah. So Briar's had her turn. Terry was about to attack Zrill. That's what we heard. Actually, he was about to attack
Derry.
Derry when Derry switched.
So now Hammond is in place of where Derry was.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Sure. I like it. We will make Hammond do the dex save.
Excellent.
He makes it. He makes it. So,
Can I know you're already being nice.
Oh, it's
but
grappled.
he is grappled.
So he has disadvantage.
I love it.
He fails it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rules.
Thank you, Griffin.
she's already doing us a favor with this attack.
I don't
It felt
think
bad
she's-
to do.
I don't think she expected
get every advantage you can in this game. You know?
God, I have 26 hit points. I need every advantage I got.
And there's already only 3 of us, and then one of us immediately got taken. So
So, so you got to picture this. Terry takes his vengeance of rum acid splash on who he thought was going to be Derry. In that moment, is exchanged with Hammond, who struggles mightily, realizes he can't because he's grappled, and now takes 5 acid damage.
Booyah.
Okay. And
Booyah.
Hammond gets to take a turn. He is going to attempt to break out of your grapple, Zrill. He's rolling in athletics.
what do
or
I do?
acrobatics. He rolls a 16 to
You
get
roll
out.
athletics.
I
You
roll athletics? Okay. Oh, God, please. 14.
He breaks out of your reach, and he goes to
Hammond.
wield his clipboard. End of his turn. End of the minion's turn.
What a turn.
Back up to the top of initiative, Derry. Now, in your right mind,
Yes.
also right beside Terry from Translation, who has been whipping acid slashes at people.
Oh.
You're not too far from Briar, she's just on the other side of him.
Yeah.
And then about 20 feet away from you is a terrifying, massive, about 30 feet across, about the size of the sinkhole, Obliterator, rearing up out of it.
Yeah, that's no good. So sorry, who's right next to me? Terry?
Terry, yeah.
Never liked Terry.
Yeah,
Kick him in the
Terry,
pit.
Derry.
I just kind of realized in this moment, one, I've been duped and thought that my friends were my enemies, and I hurt one of my friends, so I'm, already peeved about that, but also got switched places randomly, so I'm a little disoriented. There's a big obliterator that I don't like, and then there's this Terry person. And I just fly into a rage and attack Terry.
Yes,
As you do.
barbarian. Yes, barbarian. Yes.
So let's do that. And that's a 28 to hit.
That's it.
20.
I should hope so.
Terry's got mad AC.
And
it's
the
possible for me to roll a
damage
28 on anything.
damage is 12.
Okay.
And then I'll take my second attack.
Okay.
17 to hit.
That's a hit.
And that's going to be 11 damage.
So that was... What was the first one? 17?
12 and
plus
11, so
11,
23
right, okay.
total.
So what happens is your mighty rage tears into Terry, and with each swipe, actually now right up close, you can see as you like rip through him, and then on your second one, completely obliterate Terry. That like sparks of erasure sort of splatter out, and a little silver thread rolls back up into the obliterator.
Ooh.
It's not even real Terry! Or something, I don't know.
It's not, right?
You'll
Like,
find
there's not like
him later.
there's not like blood and guts everywhere. It's just poof
You see
and
no blood and guts.
okay.
Yeah, I think they're illusions or something, I yell to my friends. I don't know, that's Derry's guess.
Terry
That's
is
Darius Theory.
gone. All right.
Terrible Terry, I call him.
Anything else on your turn there, Derry?
I think that is all I can do, so no.
All right. The Obliterator is next.
My
And
God.
it
So
moves,
scary.
oozing out over the lip and moving towards you. And at this point, it is going to be able to make it all the way towards you, Derry.
Uh-oh.
And you see a pseudopod reach out from it and attempt to thwack you.
I don't like that.
Oh, it's so
Can
squelchy.
Can I see this?
Yeah, you came around the other edge. You're on the thing, like
Okay.
but it's the platform to go into it. So
Yeah.
you are right on the border. Yeah, what do you do?
Nothing yet. Just want to see
Okay.
if it's in my eye line.
So, rolled a natural one. Isn't that
Ah.
fantastic?
Yeah.
And you managed to. It's going to have an impact on it. You don't see what it is. I'm just letting you know that a price has been paid for that natural one. It does, however, have 2 actions, and the next action is that you see the static sort of surrounding you, and you have to give me a wisdom save. Oh, I'm sorry, Derry.
Okay, so
Not again.
I'm gonna jump into my earpiece. I'm gonna go, Derry, get away from the Obliterator! And I am going to use one of my portent rolls. So you got a 16 on that roll.
Great.
So that roll plus you can add your bonus if you have any.
I do not.
Oh God, I hope 16 was
My
enough.
wisdom is bad.
Yeah, bringing Zrill and Derry into the wisdom world is like
It's
it's been a
tricky,
challenge the
yeah.
whole season.
We can hit real hard.
I
They're not
have a
too
higher
great.
number. I should have used that one. Damn it.
So, Derry, you feel the sort of prickles of nothingness. Like, just sort of as though your body doesn't exist. It's just in your flesh, in your skull. It's just like in your head. And it's searching out your memories. And you feel something just change. And it feels like Kyler. It feels like when you were hugging Kyler and you shake it off.
Get away from the Obliterator!
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, oh.
And I'm so tense. I'm like not breathing.
I don't know what.
The fact that he obliterated Terry in one turn means we cannot let Terry switch sides again.
I was very nervous.
It's
when
so
that happened.
useful to have Terry.
Zrill, it is your
Oh
turn.
boy.
Well, I guess I'm gonna hit Hammond. Hammond?
Yep.
He's close.
Hamhead.
Right beside you. Yeah, and he's wielding his clipboard, man. You don't know what that's going to
Yeah,
do.
that's spooky.
What a nerd! I'm just
Bureaucracy.
so... Ugh. Okay. Alright. We're just gonna try to hit him 3 times. Let's see. Hammer! No. Does an 8 hit? Yeah.
No.
Ha ha ha.
Like a dork. AC of 7.
How about a 9? No? One final chance.
Oh, okay, look, I'm going to tell you, you have a familiar beside you.
I don't know what to do with that.
The familiar can give you the help action on one of your attacks, so you can take advantage.
And I guess, yeah, so I'm going to say that those were your two first rolls, because Anton begins to gambol around Hammond. And Hammond is like, those are your two first rolls. They both miss on your first attack. You can roll advantage on your next two as well.
On my next one. Right?
Oh wait, can you do it on all of them? Or does it just do it once on that turn?
Help action is only to one attack.
Okay.
I think.
So
this last one.
So you get 2 more attacks. So he helped you with the first attack. Now you. Oh.
I thought
okay, that was your 1 attack. You rolled the first attack.
I get
with
3
right?
hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've missed on 2, so I have 1 left.
But you get to roll 2 d20s.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. Okay.
On this attack.
Okay. Okay, that wasn't good. So let's hope this next one is. I rolled a 4 both times, which gives me a total of 10 to hit. I rolled an 8, a 9, or
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm not doing well. I used all my good rolls in the last game.
You were very cool the last game, so, you
I
know.
know, I just needed to survive 1 more, though. I'm so nervous.
Little did you know that clipboard, very adept at boop, boop, boop. Deflects
so
every single
sturdy.
one of your hits. So sorry, Zrill. Anything else you can do in your turn?
Damn.
Okay.
Nope.
Kyler.
Should be mad.
All right. I am running downstairs into that office to grab that bright light.
Okay. So as you head down into it, you cross the glass floor to the pillar, and you see that it is just like, this is the light of Candlekeep. And what you need to do is you, with that pillar, with the 4 engravings, activate those engravings to turn on the magnifier. So you're not actually taking the light yet. You just got to start the magnifier up and then direct light out from the torch.
So I'm going to go first to the drinking side.
Yep.
And I'm going to use my ring of water elemental control. I'm going to use 1 charge, and I'm going to cast Create and Destroy Water. Okay. I'm going to create some water. I'll splash a little on the pillar, and then I'll drink some.
Sure. Okay. It's a. Have you used your turn yet? You haven't, because you've just moved, right? You've got an action.
If right. If I don't cast a spell, I have an action.
Right. Okay. No. All right. So you cast a spell. You throw the water onto the pillar, and it stays a pillar, stays an engraved pillar.
I also drink a little.
And then you drink it, and it tastes really good. Like, have you ever tasted such pure arcane water before? Probably not. I want to give you, however, either a nature or an investigation check as you watch the water that you've splashed onto the engraving.
Let's do investigation. Oh, baby, come on. That's a 2, so 9.
You watch the water just sort of be sucked up by that porous sandstone.
I'm going to use a luck point.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to roll it again. Come on, Kyler. You're smart. God damn it. That's better. 18.
Okay. You see the water splash ineffectually onto the sandstone of this pillar, yet being porous earth, it disappears into the stone.
Porous earth?
As though it drank it.
Okay.
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 All right, Kyler. It's the end of your turn. It is now all the little biddies' turn. We'll start with Briar. Oh, you know what? Instead of that, on initiative 0, instead, what the Obliterator is going to do, instead of using the biddies, is you see, this is Zrill and Derry. Derry especially, because it's right beside you. It's like a freaking volcano erupts from the Obliterator. Into the air, about 30 feet into the air, billowing out, is that same kind of, do you remember that enfeebling fog that you guys encountered deep in the thing? And the column begins to grow. At this point, at the end of the turn, it's about 30 feet. Okay.
That's not something a dragon would see. I'm super nervous.
Well, if the dragon sees fog, that's fine. It's not a big gelatinous cube.
Okay. It is now back to the top of initiative, Derry.
Okay. So Hammond is still...
Is gone.
Oh.
The Obliterator...
No,
yeah,
Hammond
you totally
is near
destroyed
me.
Hammond.
No, you destroyed Terry.
Oh, sorry. You
Hammond is just dodged 3 of my attacks.
Yeah, the one with the clipboard is by Zrill. Can I reach... what's the distance?
It's about 60 feet.
All right.
Briar is closer to you. She's probably about 15 feet away from you to your right.
All right, let's go get Briar then for tricking me. That jerk.
Okay. You're gonna leave.
So I'm gonna use my movement to get to Briar and then attack with my hand axes.
Okay. You take an attack of opportunity.
Oh,
as you leave
from
the Obliterator. But you know what? Maybe you need to get out of this.
I forgot it was right next to me. Okay, yep, that's fine.
It is right next to you. It's really obvious. Do you want to do something different?
No, that's fine. I do need to. I don't want to fight this thing anyway, so I'm gonna need to either disengage and kind of waste a turn anyway, or just take the hit. So I'm taking the hit, perhaps.
Gosh, I'm retiring this dice. I rolled a 1 again.
Ah.
Okay.
It's balancing out all of my rolls.
All right.
But I am gonna attack Briar with reckless attack.
Okay.
So here's the first attack. It's 17.
That's a hit.
Okay. And that's going to be 12 damage.
Before you even roll your next attack, you are just slicing through these little bitties of the Obliterator, and she explodes.
Oh, bye.
And a little silver ribbon rolls up into the Obliterator. She's gone.
Cool. I feel really, really strong. I after I swing and get Briar, I kind of look at my biceps and just kind of like, all right.
You hear in your earpiece. What am I going to do about the running image? What does that mean for a pillar? Ah!
All right. Well, I guess that's me though.
You can move attack if you have more than one attack.
Yeah, like I could use my attack action again, but I'm not close to anyone, am I?
You moved all of your movement to get to her. She's only 15 feet away from you.
No, so I still would have 25 feet, so I can continue moving towards what's his face? Hammond? Yeah, but I won't be able to get to them, right?
No, not quite.
Okay.
You're right.
But yeah, I'll get closer for sure. Yeah.
You're pretty close. You can get there on the next turn.
Great.
Okay. Obliterator's turn. So mad that you did that, Derry. Okay. But it still has an option. Hammond turns and looks deep into your eyes. Zrill, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Okay. $15.
Okay. You. What? Why would? Don't even look at me like that, Hammond. And
That in my last level up, I could I chose to put all my points into wisdom, so I had a +1 because I was like, we're facing the Obliterators again.
Holy.
So you know what? All of your experience that you've had since you were bookmarked, it just gives you that extra bit of resilience to resist whatever was happening there. Okay, it's Zrill's turn.
I'm gonna hit Hammond. This time. I'm gonna try again. Okay. Okay, hammer, warhammer. That's better. 24 to hit.
It's a hit.
That is better.
Thank you, Derry. For 9 bludgeoning.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
It's still
Then-
there.
Longsword.
Yeah.
21 to hit.
Oh, now you're cooking with gas.
Took me a minute. For 7 slashing.
Okay, as your longsword goes through it, you get to experience what Derry did. You see the flecks of obliteration of the erasure, and that little silver thread go rolling up towards the obliterator.
I'm obviously screaming as I do this.
Hammond is gone.
Excellent. Okay, so we've got rid of all 3 of the little guys, right?
Yep. You have.
And then, can I use a spell for my 3rd attack? Or is it do the
No,
3
it's a
attacks
different
only?
action.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the 3 attacks only work if I'm hitting stuff. All right,
Yeah, it's
then I think I'm gonna go in the tower.
Sure.
I'm gonna go in the
Yeah.
tower and go up
I do wanna-
25 feet.
Yeah, so there's like, yeah, you can. I'm not gonna say no, but it's sort of like you've got to get through like the hall, like the keep of exaltation, which is probably going to take you at least a turn of dashing. Then you'll be in the tower, and that's going to take you another turn of dashing before you're up in the torch. And you would sort of get a sense of that from the distance. You can do this if you like. It'd probably be about the same if you climbed the top, like on the exterior. And if there's anything else that you want to attempt, I'm just putting that sort of distance in the.
Okay. If it's gonna be about the same climbing up the outside as it is going to be on the inside, I'm gonna go inside and at least put a wall between me and this awful worm creature
Yeah.
that I have been haunted by since coming to Candlekeep.
Okay. So yeah, you get in, you run, and you know the halls of exaltation well. This is a hint for whoever might attempt to run around in Candlekeep if they're not a Candlekeeper. You get to the base of the tower and you start running up those stairs. Very tight limestone stairs that lead to the flame. Zrill, that I believe is the end of your turn, and it is now Kyler's.
Hey, so I am going to move to the singing side of the
Yes.
pillar,
Mhm.
and I am going to cast Prestidigitation, because one of the things that I can do in Prestidigitation is create a harmless sensory effect. As an example, faint musical notes. So I'm going to dig deep into any of Kyler's boy choir days. I'm going to summon Prestidigitation, and if I'm in Faerun, I'm going to sing the most like elvish song I can think of.
Tyler, are you singing?
1 second. Assisted with a spell.
How close are you to the pillar when you do that?
I've cast Prestidigitation before, and I know that it's not like super loud. So I think I'm like face up, like my hand and my face are like on the rock of the pillar.
Okay. As your breath hits the engraving, it lights up. Pure white light, and that whole border of the pillar is lit.
So the drinking side hasn't done that yet.
Hasn't.
Okay, but one done. That's good. All right. I think that's all. I think Prestidigitation in action. Yeah, that's all I can do.
I want to, because we probably will stop soon, I want to press upon you with your roll of 18 that what you saw with the stone was that the stone sucked up as though it drank the water.
Right. So.
Okay, all right, just It's okay. We'll figure it out. No
It's a
rush.
battle and a puzzle.
No
a battle and a
rush.
puzzle.
What he wants to do?
You don't get it.
Do I have
Okay.
to drink the stone?
All right. So
Drink it.
as the airy breath of Kyler lights up a quarter of...
Can I mute my earring? No one listen to this.
That's right. You hear kind
No.
of a chuckle. And
Gerardo, turn it off.
you know that's Gerardo.
Gerardo, stop it.
Okay, it is back to the bottom of initiative, which is my time for a bonus villainy. And that pillar of fog is now 60 feet high.
Ay, 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 ay.
Okay. It is back to the top of initiative. Derry, what do you do?
Okay, so there's no more little minions, but there's still this big thing.
Yep. And then there's the tower.
And there's the tower. Does Derry know if it's even worth it to try and attack this decimator? What's it called?
Obliterator.
Obliterator.
Yeah.
Annihilator.
It is huge.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of the points that make up life.
Yeah.
And
Interesting. Interesting.
although it actually doesn't look like, it's kind of hard to tell with these things, it's not as vigorous as it was.
Hmm.
You don't think that it is, without barring some major arcane or you sort of like amazing ability to deal damage to it, it's going to take a while for you to hack at it, and it's
Right.
got some pretty dangerous attacks up close. That's what I think.
Yeah. That's a fair assessment. Where's Zrill at this point?
Zrill
in
has
the
disappeared
tower.
into exaltation. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I'm alone out here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran away. I'm sorry.
I can see you from up here, though.
Oh, hey. All right. Well, I'm gonna follow Zrill wherever
Right.
I saw her go.
I think you can easily catch up with Zrill. I said she could get to the base of the tower in one turn, and if you're dashing, you can in fact overtake Zrill and get about a third of the way up the tower.
Yes, and because my rage is gonna subside soon, can I touch Zrill? Like, can I get to it? Okay, because I'd like to use my healing touch on Zrill to make up
Yes.
for the damage that I did. So let's see.
Oh, magic.
How are you feeling in terms of? Is it just my damage that you took, or are you?
I've taken a couple of little bits of damage, so I'm overall doing pretty well. But
Okay. Well, I'll just do. I mean, I can do up to 2d8. I might as well just do both. Just 1 second here. So you are going to take 10 health back. Get 10 health back. Because I can only do that while raging, and I believe my rage will subside since I didn't get to attack this turn.
Right. Yeah.
kick a rock.
Thank you for keeping track of your abilities.
Of course.
Your
But that would be my my turn.
turn. Okay. There's probably something happening outside the tower. None of you know what it is. And
probably.
Zrill, it's now your turn.
Okay. Can I? Because I'm inside exaltation, right? At
Yeah.
the base of
At
the
the
tower.
base of the tower. Yeah.
If I start going up the tower, will I be able to look out a window and see the Obliterator?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get as high up as I can, and then look outside, and I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire from my fire ring
Mm.
at the Obliterator.
Okay.
Because it's like 100 feet away from me, right?
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah,
Sweet.
and you notice that it's come closer in the
Okay.
time that you were in the tower.
Okay, so I am going to create a wall up to 60 feet long and 20 feet high, 1 foot thick. Oh no, I can make a ringed wall. Sorry, this is a new thing. It's very exciting. It has to be on a solid surface, so that's like the ground, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do a ringed wall, 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick, I'm going to try to surround part of the creature.
Okay.
It must make a dexterity saving throw
Okay.
with a dex of 17.
Nice. Ah! Okay. What's my dex? Yeah, not enough. 12. 13.
Excellent. Okay. Bear with me. I have a few dice to roll. Okay. Okay. It's gonna take a whole 20 points of fire damage.
It's not nothing. And in fact, it's like, man, flash paper. I'm thinking, what? I was thinking, I talk like,
Yeah.
and it's not hurting, but it looks like it was, did not like fire. In fact, I think
Good.
you have a feat about understanding battle things, so I'd say you definitely get that sense.
If I study a creature for a minute,
Yeah,
I've probably
you
been
haven't
staring at it.
yet, but
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like that means you recognize. I'm giving you like a nod towards fire was a good move.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. It is now Kyler's turn.
Okay, so... Oh, man. This is all my spells. I am going to cast... I hope this is the right thing. I'm going to cast Tidal Wave. And I can cast it... It can be up to 30 feet long and up to 10 feet wide. I'm going to cast it perfectly pillar-shaped and just shoot it at the drinking side. And I'm going to say, is that enough water?
Weirdly, as your tidal wave hits the one side where you're like really focused on, which is the drinking side, something else happens.
Well, amidst all this water,
No.
Carla makes a touch.
maybe a little bit of fire as well. Your hands are going to burn like hot coals, and you suddenly create a bonfire 5 feet in front of you. Onward, heroes!
Yes.
You make a bonfire,
Uh-huh.
and we'll resolve that first.
Okay.
It is 5 feet in front of you, so
Right.
it's on the opposite side from Earth. Oh, Jesus! From
From water?
from drinking.
Yes.
On the opposite side from drinking, and
Which is eating?
opposite from drinking is eating. Yes,
Okay.
that is the case. And that fire starts.
Okay.
That arcane fire lights up that side of the pillar.
Interesting. Interesting.
You make this little tidal wave at the drinking, and on the left of that is the athlete running. And the tidal wave wraps around it, lights up that pillar.
Running water. Okay.
You've got water, fire, and air
Song.
lit.
And song.
And song. That's right.
Like a Disney princess.
And the magic of music.
And that one quarter of the pillar that you have been working on the longest is still unlit.
I think I just put it together now. God bless that bonfire, else I would have had no idea.
Okay. I think at this point, I'm going to sort of, unless there's something really exciting you're going to do while you run up the tower, Zrill and Derry. Actually, Zrill, I take this back. What happens with the firewall? Does it move or anything like that, or does it stay? How long does it last?
It can last up to 1 minute,
Mm-hmm.
and it does stay. It says one side of the wall, selected by you when you cast the spell, deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. And I cast it around the Obliterator.
And can you cast it, all the way around something that has a diameter of 30 feet?
It says a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter.
So you can't cast it all the way around it.
I kind of imagine it was like going through it.
Sure. Okay. I like it. So so it's going to move.
And it says the creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there.
Okay.
But
and
the other side of the wall does no
put
damage.
It in the middle, and it can't move very much, but it can move. How much did I say? Yeah. Okay. It can move 15 feet out. So it's still a little bit in the wall, so roll your damage.
Ooh. Okay.
While you guys are running up the tower.
Where was I doing this before? Uh, 24 fire damage.
Okay, that's good. Yep, nice.
Just have numbers everywhere.
Yeah, tell me about it. Okay. And as that wall of flame eats into the Obliterator, you can see it actually start. It still has this column of fog that is reaching up, still about 60 feet up from it. It's like a chimney kind of thing, and it's sort of starting to wave around. And it starts. None of you can see this. Whatever. I'm explaining it.
I'm kind of looking at there.
Okay, it's trying to disappear into a crack in the earth at this point. And that is the end of that. And you guys are approaching the top of the tower. I just got to make a note because I have a feeling that as you get up to the top of the tower, the magnifier is lit now. You have an Obliterator capable of doing terrible things with people you assume it's killed. And a wall of fire. And a desperate mission to accomplish before the forces of Baldur's Gate discover that there is erasure all over the surface of Candlekeep at this moment. No big one. We're going to have to end it here.
Of course.
We're all alive. That's a good thing.
For now.
All right, so this concludes the 20th episode of Pages and Mages. Folks, we are in the end game now. It is now time to announce our Yeti Minis winner. I have my trusty D4 here. And MacGyver is our winner of
Really ceremonial D4 this one.
Is a winner of that fantastic Displacer Beast. So please send us an email at D20 Initiative, yyc@gmail.com, and we will hook you up with your Displacer Beast. Thank you again to Yeti Minis for their sponsorship and for supporting D20 Initiative. I also want to thank everyone who tuned in to watch us live, and only a slightly smaller but still in fact impactful shout out to the folks who will be watching this on YouTube at a later date. A hearty cheer to our illustrious volunteer, MacGyver.
Hey, MacGyver, you did excellent. Thank you.
Thank you to Jen Gerritsen for building us this adventure, to Curt McKinstry for sound, and to this evening's excellent cast. Sarah Bannister as Zrill, Griffin Cork as Kyler, and Alan Johnson as Derry. I've, of course, been Calvin De Silva, your MC, and you can tune in to the next episode of Pages and Mages on July 19th. the final episode.
Yeah.
The final
boy.
finale.
That's gonna be pretty crazy. So everyone tune in. All right, so same time, same place, very exciting. Stay safe, stay well, be brave. Onward, heroes.
Bye.